Hey. What up, everybody? Happy hump day to you all. It is Wednesday, February 8th, 2023. And here we are again. Long time no see, folks. Seems like, I think it was about 20 minutes ago. I was live with you guys, roughly, last night till 1 in the morning. Yep. Great stream last night, folks. Those of you that joined me, thank you so much. It was fun, enjoyable, and I really liked it. Yes, I did. Today, we're kind of leaning slightly in the direction we were last night with that for a whole different situation, but we'll talk about it. And of course, we have the lovely Mama Bear here with us today. As always, pleasure to have you here. Plenty to talk about, and I want you all to give me your opinion, I guess you could say, on something, because we have a few things to throw out there, you guys, today to see what you guys think about these things. So, better late than never. Sorry, guys, I am a little late. There was a fire in my son's school. I had to go grab him real quick, but here I am. And I think it's time to do this. What do you say? I think so. What up?
What's up?
How we doing today?
Not too bad. Got a little bit of a sinus headache, but...
So do I. I always have one. I'm a smoker like an idiot too, so that doesn't help.
Well, yeah, that's one of the reasons I quit smoking, was to help with my sinus headaches.
Yep.
But they're still here.
Multiple
But we got some kind of crud coming through. Rain, sleet, snow, fog.
Yeah. That means I'll be getting it next.
Yeah.
It's like I have spring fever today, guys. It's like 52 degrees outside. It's warm. It's like, what is going on? Give it to me full time.
Yeah. I'm with you.
I cannot wait. I am so over. We haven't really had winter per se, but I'm done with it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Christmas has come, gone. It's over with. Time to move on. Let's go to happy times, you know?
Yep.
Everybody's
Hi, Mrs. M.
Everybody's always in a better mood when it's nice out. Mrs. M's in the house. Let's see who we got here today. I'm doing great, Mrs. M. Thanks for joining us. It's always a pleasure. Miss Brandy, what's up, sis? Good to see you. We don't have too many people yet. It's still early.
Yeah.
And of course, Mama Bear, thank you for joining me today.
Of course.
Let me get this shared out via Twitter and see how that rolls. Yeah, so there was a fire. Where's Molly? I know Molly knows because I just talked to Molly.
Right.
Stop hiding out, Molly Cat. Come on in here. You get no more catnip from me. Let's go. Come on. Yeah, there was some kind of a belt in the ventilation system that runs all of the fans and everything in the school.
Oh.
And the belt either slipped or did something, and it caught on fire, and it caused like bad smoke and like a chemical smell. And he called me before the school did, and he was like, Dad. And then the school called me 20 minutes before, or about 45 minutes, I'm sorry, before he called me and said that they had this happened, that happened, and they played it off like it was nothing, right? And I'm like, okay, so be it. And they said they evacuated, then they brought him back. And then I get a phone call about 20 minutes after that, the call from the school, and he's like, Dad. And I said, I know they called already. Caden's very dramatic about everything, so I expected a call from him. And he said, no, you don't understand. He goes, we're back in the school. And he goes, I can't breathe. And he just got over being sick. He had a respiratory thing going on. And he was off for 2 days and went back today. Okay, so his lungs are a little bit weaker than what they typically would be. And, he's still not feeling great. And he goes, my eyes are burning, my throat's burning, and I'm having trouble breathing. I said, okay. So I talked to the nurse, and I said, send him out of the school now across the street to the Dollar General, and I will come get him. I don't want him in the school anymore. She goes, okay. And that's what they did. And I ran into Dollar General when I picked him up over there to grab a couple little things. And as I'm standing in the Dollar General, the school calls my phone and says that they're sending the kids home at 11 o'clock for early release. Because there's nauseous fumes in the school. And I said, are you kidding me? What the hell? I mean, come on, guys. Let's do this right. These are kids we're talking about here. You know what I mean? And it's funny because when I was talking to the nurse, I could hear her in her voice. I said, "How bad is it?" And she goes, "Well, Joe, I I recommend they go home." She goes, "You were a firefighter. You know exactly." I said, "I already know. Just send him home across the street. I don't want him in a school anymore."
Yeah.
And that's what they did. Ridiculous. Good golly, look who we got here. Miss Molly came a running. As soon as she heard she wasn't getting no more catnip, she was here. Our Molly cat. We love our Molly cat. How are you today, Molly? Good to see you. Foopa Doopa. What's up? What's up? Thanks for joining us today. Come on, everybody. Grab your coffee, tea. Come on in. Sit down with me and the mama bear and let's have a talk. I think we got some interesting stuff to throw out at you guys today. In regards to, something I said last night, and I made my decision last night, basically, after I did my evening show last night, which went very well, by the way. For those of you that were there, thank you so much. I was very happy with the results, and I think everybody enjoyed themselves and enjoyed the show itself. So I hope. And we're kind of going in that direction with it a little bit today. And then some Mama Bear and Miss Brandy found some stuff we're going to throw out there at you guys, because my moderators are the most awesome moderators on this planet. I don't care what you tell me about them, what you talk about them behind their backs. It doesn't matter to me. They're awesome. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I love them to death. And so do you. Don't you all? Say yes. Say yes. Say yes. That keeps me happy because they're happy. What's up, Molly? You're okay. I don't know if that's a matter of, I guess, who you ask if you're okay. I think you're okay most of the time. You're a little crazy, but
Whoa.
that's what's great about us. We're all a little crazy.
Mm-hmm.
I did some looking and I found that my tabby cat is mixed with Savannah cat. Oh, that would be why your cat's probably very
Wow.
6 feet.
6 feet.
Good God, Fupa.
Wow.
So you have baby panther, is what you're saying?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, Miss Brandy, you're crazy too. I didn't even call you out, but you did that to yourself.
Right.
And she openly admits it, guys. She holds no bones. She is crazy. She don't care, which is why she's here and why I love her. I told everybody she is my enforcer. She's my security enforcer in here. Like, she sits there with her finger on her mouse and she's watching. Like, go ahead, say something to Dago. Go ahead and say it. Go ahead and click your buy. That's it.
I can see her.
That's what she's waiting for. She wants to cuss people out, but she knows she can't. So she just sits there and watches and waits. She's very quick too. Very quick. So come on in, everybody. Get comfortable. I sure do. See, I told you. But I hope everybody that's in here that was in there last night, I hope you guys did enjoy that. Because I think it's going to be a good series. I'm very much enjoying it. I'm going to break that one down. It's not going to be every night because unless you guys want to see me like this in here in the mornings, I can't handle that, folks. I just can't. I'm not that energetic anymore. So I think we're going to break that one down and do that every other day. And maybe once a week we can get lucky and we can get Mama Bear in here to do it with us in the evenings because she does need her sleep, folks. She's got children's at home that she got to take care of. She got a husband. She got a house. She's a busy woman, so she needs her sleep. That's a fact. So, and we can't be greedy with her, guys. We can't be greedy.
But I can do like a Friday night.
There you go.
And that way I can sleep in Saturday.
Absolutely. Give me 1 second, everybody. I'm trying to send this out, and I can't because I can't shut my mouth.
What? She likes to jump to the shower rod and walks across it. You need to take a video of that.
That's a panther, like I said. That's not a cat. That's a panther or a cheetah or something, a cougar. Something along them lines. Almost done. All right, there you go. I think I did it. All right, let me get some personal notifications out. Guys, again, watch for the ads and let me know if they're popping up. It's kind of important. If you didn't hit that like button, which I know everybody in here always does, but if you didn't, please do. What am I doing here? What was I doing here? I just lost an entire train of thought. I hate when that happens. ADHD is a real thing, folks.
Mm.
Mama Bear knows.
Yep. I got a little
She's got
brother with it and a husband with it and probably a daughter with it.
But usually, if you have a parent that has it, one, if not all of the children will have signs of it at least.
Well, let's hope one and not all three. 'Cause
Right.
I'll be the odd man out without it.
Try having 5 boys that have it.
Oh, Lord. I'm sorry.
Yep. Yep. I used to stand in the mirror and smack myself in the face like, why did you do this to yourself? Why? You just couldn't not have kids.
Right?
You know? I was in and out. Sorry, I wanted to be in the whole time. I'm not gonna go there. I'll let that be what it is. I understand, Molly. You guys gotta watch how you say things to me. My mind goes in 85 different directions. It just doesn't sound right sometimes. I was trying to have a conversation with Mama Bear this morning. Because I hate typing and I'm selfish. So I did a Discord call to let her know what my plans were, and she said we tried to do it and it didn't go through at first. She goes, "Let me play with my things," and I just sat there and I went, "Yep, I'm leaving that one alone too." Not saying a word. I'm just a bad person, guys. I swear to God, it automatically
No,
goes
you're
right
just
there.
a male.
I think it is. It's a male thing I'm ashamed of myself when I have these like like Beavis and Butthead, you know. She said things. That's funny. That was cool.
Hey, Dober Mom.
Dober Mom. Woof woof. What's up? What's up? I was just thinking about you. I was watching. Yeah, it's actually on right now. Midnight Radio. I was watching that. Okay, what am I doing? Sending that. See, I can't do anything without. Damn you, ADHD. Okay, I got you. Heather said something about the shorts in a time zone or something like that. It was confusing or something, I guess. I don't know.
I had some issues today for some reason.
You know, I wouldn't worry about it.
Yeah. That's weird.
Miss Pamela. Yeah, we're gonna do this little training program thing soon here because I'm like actually kind of excited to learn some new things. Whenever we have some extra time, of course.
Yeah.
Mostly whenever you have some extra time. I could do it anytime, but.
Mm-hmm.
Right, we got 12 peoples. Come on in, folks. Get comfy. Let's do this.
Hi,
Come on,
T.
come on, come on. Come on. I'm wired today. Well, remember when I told you that I went to bed at 1:30 and then I was up at 5? Remember that conversation?
Mm-hmm.
And I told you that I needed to drink some hardcore coffee and all that fun stuff, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I did. If you can't tell,
Right? Yeah.
yeah, I'm wired.
That was only 3 hours ago.
Yeah, and I'm like, and I have ADHD on top of it. Watch out, folks. Here I come.
I will try to steer this, but I don't know.
Yeah,
It's kind of wonky today.
There's my Heather. What's up, sis? How are you this morning? Good to see ya. Dober Mom, Mrs. M.
Hi,
Miss
Heather.
Brandy, Mama Bear. I'm surrounded by ladies again. Dangerous situations. Dangerous situations. Come on,
It looked
fellas.
like
Come
you
on
had
in
your
here.
guys last night.
What's that?
Said it looked like you had your guys last night.
I did. I haven't had Mr. Popper up there. I haven't had him up. I don't think me and him have been on panel for, good God, 6 months or more together. And it used to be always just me and him up there.
Yeah.
I miss that. He's a good dude. He really is. He's literally my internet best friend. Honest to God.
Cool. Yeah.
And yes, everybody, for those of you that may have missed it last night, I didn't even realize it until last night that yesterday was my 1 year anniversary for live streaming.
Yay, happy
And
anniversary.
thank you. So Friday, we're gonna throw a mixture of, I guess, celebrating that, maybe a little celebration for Miss Brandy's birthday, and the fact that it's Friday together, and we're gonna have a little bit of a thang dang, shindig, ding dang, whatever you want to call it, going on for Friday.
Cool.
In the morning, of course, or whatever you want to call the first stream.
Yeah.
Thank you again, Mrs. M. I appreciate you so much. Heather says, hello, peeps. I'm without sleep. Oh, Lord. I've been with Heather when she's been that way before. It's interesting. She gets a tad bit delirious, a little goofy, kind of Molly-like. Good God. The one day, I don't know where you were, but I was in the Discord and I'm sitting there and I start seeing Heather popped in, Molly was in there, and they start throwing these weird ass, crazy, weird pictures up, the memes and stuff. And I'm like, what the hell is going on? And Heather drops another one. Then Molly drops another one. Then another one. And I'm talking like this was some crazy shit, Mama Bear. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to back out slowly.
I have no idea.
I know you were in there because you were like, yeah, I think I'm going to go with you or something like that. Maybe it was either you or Brandy or somebody, but somebody said, yeah, I'm going to leave now. They were both. They were nuts together at the same time. I'm like, I can only deal with one of you like that. And it's usually Molly that's throwing weird shit at me. But when Heather did it, it really floored me. Like, what the hell's wrong with this girl? And again, there was probably zero sleep for her because that happens to her often.
Well, there's that one day I gave you a panic attack with the meme I threw at you.
Yep, that was fun. That was so much fun. I tell everybody, I'm not lying. I am afraid of my moderators. I love them to death because if it wasn't for them, I couldn't sit here and do this. I'm petrified because, as we've all seen, it's just bad. It can be bad. And that's why Popper's smart. He's the only other male moderator that I have that's in here with us on a regular basis. And if you notice, he comes in, he says, hey, I'm here, and he watches, but he don't say much. He just stays back and he hides because he's smart. He's smart. When you got 5 women around you and you're surrounded and you're like, whatever you want is fine with me. Do what you have to do. That's fine with me. Whatever makes you happy, that's fine with me. That keeps everybody happy. Great minds. See, they're already conspiring once again. And then what'll happen is the enforcer will jump in there and throw some of her crazy shit in too. Oh, yes, it's fun. So fun. Come on, folks. Where you at? Jump on in here. And people come in, people leave. People come in, people leave. Nobody wants to see me today. Well, if you're not coming in to see me, come in here and hang out with Mama Bear then, at least.
There you go.
I know.
See one of us.
She's prettier than I am. She's got a prettier voice than I do. Come on, come see her, and I'll just be over here being quiet for a while. Will that bring you guys in?
It doesn't look like it.
Oh, I gotta give it a minute. Usually it takes some time. That's why I always do this batting every morning when I do this to get everybody in here.
Yeah, I know Green Eyes and Kiki had sent messages.
I didn't see them. Paul, okay. Pamela just said okay. A lot of times these people aren't getting their notifications from YouTube and they don't know. So I send the private ones out to the people I can. And like I said, there's a few people that are working and stuff like that that I don't get lucky to have every day. But
Yeah. I know, like Sebastian usually listens while
yeah,
he's at work.
there she is. Welcome, Pamela. Good to see you. You didn't get one? How did you know I was here then, Dober Mom? Or do you stalk me? That's what she does. She stalks me. Which is okay. I wonder where Boone's at. I saw her last night, but I didn't. She wasn't in here in the morning, I don't think. Was she yesterday?
No, I don't know. That was yesterday.
Yeah, I don't remember that either, to be honest with you. I don't remember. I'm sorry. Stalkery. Stalkery. I had the whole Dober family in here last night, guys. That was awesome.
I thought I saw Dober Dad and
Dober dad, Dober kid, Dober dogs, Dober mom, Dober grandpa. I had the Dober maid in here.
oh my
Everybody
god,
was in here. They were all here, and I loved it. The whole Dober family. I loved it. It was awesome.
that's hilarious.
You didn't get one? Wait.
It's stalkery.
Yeah, YouTube is not doing its thing again. I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Dober dad subscribed to me last night. I guess
Hey.
her son had already been subscribed to me. I didn't know that. So once again, hold on, folks. What is your problem, dude? You haven't barked in 5 years. What the hell? What? Did you? I think Oscar got into the cocaine, guys.
Uh-oh.
Go on. Go. Yeah, he must have spring fever too. He's jumping and running and all sorts of shit. He ain't moved in 5 years. What was that? Good Lord. He's going nuts. Anyway, at least he's not quacking right now. It's better barking than quacking. So
Yeah.
you didn't get one, but okay. Yeah. See, they're not doing their thing with me. I don't understand it. I don't like it. They want me to do this. They want me to do that. They want me to follow this guideline and that one, but they don't. Yeah, Oscar didn't get his notification either. That's his problem. I'm sorry. But they won't send the notifications out. Thank God that I have connections with some of these people and I can do that because, and I did send it through Twitter for anybody that follows me that way. And I guess we've gained 36 subscribers, and it says in the past 28 days, but I think it's literally been
been like within the last couple weeks.
Yeah, 2 weeks, I'm going to say, truthfully. Yes. By the way, Dober Mom, if you don't mind, and again, folks, just so you guys know, Dober Mom there's Keelani. Welcome.
Hey, Keelani.
Did you get a notification from YouTube, Keelani? Just to give everybody the up and up, Dober Mom has received a position with Midnight Radio, Mr. Jerry over there, as a DJ. So congratulations on that. That's pretty awesome.
Congratulations.
And I will be advertising Mr. Jerry's channel. You did not. Nobody's getting their notifications. That's what I'm saying. So I will be advertising Midnight Radio with Mr. Jerry Adams, folks. Check him out. It's a different whole type of scenario. I love it though. I like Jerry. I like the way he does things. So check him out. If we can throw a link in there for him, subscribe, give him some love. And like I said, just check it out. He does run most of his stuff overnight, I believe. But you can always watch the replays during the day like I was watching today. So yeah, we're going to throw a link out there, start sending some people that way to check him out. He's got an interesting way he does things, and I like it. I do. He's very, he takes what he calls his wild ass theories and factual theories and all sorts of different types of theories and everything. And he'll take it any way you want. He's very level headed. He's kind of a lot like me, which is why I think I like him. He'll get people that call in and they're going crazy on the phone. He's like, first of all, take a breath, calm down. I want to hear what you're saying, but I can't because freaking out about something. You know what I mean? That people get triggered and they call in. So he knows how to handle them peeps, and I like that. Got some respect for him. So
Cool.
yeah, there it is. Thank you, Heather. If you guys haven't, check out Midnight Radio with Jerry Adams. It's a great show. I follow him. He makes some good points, and like I said, he does a lot of the stuff like I do, which is probably why Doberman likes him too. But it's a great show. It really is. And of course, while you're over there, Doberman, let him know we're listening to him. We're shouting him out. He's more than welcome to jump in here if he's ever awake in time. We'd love to have him over here. So, yeah, she was triggered. That's for sure. I'll tell you that much. She was triggered, and she would not slow down. It was crazy. It was crazy. Some people get that way. It is what it is. What are you gonna do?
Yeah.
All right, we got 12 again. Let's see if we can break that number this time and go forward, not backwards. Yup. Heather, Kilani. Definitely will do. Thank you, Dover Mom. We support each other. That's how we succeed.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what we got to do. We got to support each other and get each other, keep each other up and keep each other going. Oh, I know. That was like, oh my God. And initially when this woman started talking, I can't remember her name, and I'm not going to put her name out there anyway, but they were talking about Gabby Petito. Along the
Hey, Sherry.
Not talking to you, stop calling me. Welcome, Sherry. Along the lines of she basically was coming off saying that it was kind of her fault that she stayed with Bryan. And that's kind of what happened. And she didn't say it in those words, but it went into that along those lines. And I'm sitting here going, please shut up before somebody destroys you, because that's going to happen. There's so many people that will not support that. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm one of them, because I don't care what you do. You don't deserve what she got, period.
Right.
Yeah, she flat out blamed her in a sense. I didn't want to put it out there like that, but
wow.
It was just sick. And I'm staring at my TV, and you could see the look on Jerry's face. He's just kind of like, okay. And he's good. I got to give him respect. He's good. He kept it calm. He did his thing. He had to mute her because she wouldn't stop talking. Then he calmed her down, or he tried to, and she just went right back into her thing. So it is what it is, folks. Some people just get their feelings, and
yeah.
Yeah, but check him out, please do. I like him. Typically, if I like him, I would figure you guys might too.
Probably.
He's a good guy. Jerry was like on quiet time. Yeah, you're right. Exactly. Yeah, O is right, Molly. I started swearing at my TV as soon as she did that. I'm like, I know that you did not just blame this girl for this dude killing her. Are you kidding me?
Wow.
Hang up the phone and go hide right now while you can.
Right?
Good Lord. How are you today, Sherry? It's great to see you here. And I received a message. I think it's from you. I hope you're the Sherry I'm talking about. That I did not see, Sherry, until late last night. So my apologies. I hope that everything worked out for you, and I hope you're okay. I am so sorry. I had a very chaotic day yesterday, and I don't always get all my messages right off the bat. So please accept my full-blown apology for not responding to you, please. If I would have seen it, I would have responded to you immediately. I'm so sorry. Okay. Thank you. And again, you got to know, I felt so bad when I seen it. I'm like, good God. And you were even in here last night, and I felt horrible. I hope you were okay and everything worked out. All right, now we still got 12 people. Where the hell is everybody today? Oh, well, whatever.
Who did we lose? Because Sherry just came in, and we had 12 before that.
We got lurkers that will hang out and watch, and then they take off, and then they come back. So who knows? Well, I'm going to, Sherry, because I feel bad. If I can help somebody, I'm going to help that person. And I felt bad after I read it. I would not want you to have to walk somewhere, which you ended up having to do from what I saw. I didn't understand what you were saying in the chat when you were in here last night. And then I went and I was looking at my phone and I seen them. I'm like, good God, that's what that was about. And I understood then. So I am absolutely from the bottom of my heart sorry. I feel horrible. So maybe people will jump in as we go. Is Fupa still in here? I thought I saw her. April's not here today. She's probably busy.
She's probably
Um,
watching the Murdoch, whatever.
Murdoch trial thing. Yeah, I
Yeah.
can't get into that case, guys. I can't. I mean, I read it, I followed it, I looked into it, and it's okay. But it's like it's just something that I just was like,
That,
okay, I got enough going on my plate. I don't want to jump into another one full heartedly like that.
yeah. She even admitted she was obsessed.
Uh huh. Mm hmm. Yep. Yes, guys. And again, if we could just throw some prayers towards Miss Brandy, some good vibes and her husband. I'm not going to go into detail. That's up to her. But they had some a tragedy in their family yesterday. So, or was it yesterday or was it the day before?
Mm,
Either way, it was
maybe
a
yeah,
recent.
this week.
It's a recent tragedy, and she can use some prayers, folks. Their whole family can. So if you would do that, please, I would appreciate it. Just keep them in your thoughts and prayers. That's all. I am sorry that I didn't mention that last night, Brandy. I wasn't thinking about it. I was so nervous about the thing last night that I couldn't concentrate. So, my apologies, dear. So, as you all saw today, it was day before. I thought so. That day, oh my God, the day before yesterday was one of the worst days I've had in a long time, folks. So that's why nothing. That was just a bad day all the way around. It's gone. It's over. It's in the past, and we're moving on, and everything is great. So, um, as you saw within the title today. It's Bryan Kohberger and the Gainesville Ripper. Let's talk about that because as I was setting up last night's shoe, yes, I got a pair of shoes last night and set them up for you guys to see. I'm just kidding. As I was setting up last night's show, um, I came to a realization of something in regards to the Idaho 4 case. As most of you guys that were here last night know, the show last night was in regards to the truth behind true crime in the movies. Thank you, Mama Bear. And it was, just basically about how there are um, true stories based on a lot of the Hollywood movies that we see, horror movies, thrillers, whatever. They're based on a lot of true stories or uh how can I put it, loosely based. A lot of them, like last night's was very loosely based, but it just gives it a baseline to start some of these movies screenwrite plays that they do for these movies. So anyway, I was setting up for that and I went back in and I was going through the story for the Gainesville Ripper. um and as I was doing it I was seeing things and I'm going, wow, wait, that's crazy. And as I explained to a lot of you guys last night in the after show conversation, that very weirdly reminded me of the situation in Idaho. And there's a lot of key points that match. And I explained to Mama Bear this morning, and she kind of agreed that it was weird and interesting. And I thought I would bring that to you guys in that form alone by itself today. And then, like I said, Mama Bear and Miss Brandy have some interesting scenarios to throw out there with this. So we're just kind of doing a conglom on Mr. Bryan Kohberger and the Idaho case, of course. Again, just as an update, as far as Nicola Bully, there is nothing new other than the specialist that they have there that's gone back and forth and changed his minds multiple times is kind of on the same path that some of us are, with the fact that he don't believe she's in that river and so on and so forth. But hold on, what was that? It says it's. I'm excited. Sorry, Caden had to show me something, but thank you, Deborah Mom. Appreciate that. But yes, so there's really nothing more yet. I have a feeling that we're all going to have a shocking surprise from that case, guys. I'm expecting something like that. Yes, note he suspected foul play. Interesting. I'm not going to go based on this. I've never seen anybody flip flop their theories on a case that's a professional as much as this guy has. So I'm kind of stepping back a little and watching what's going on. There's something else going on that we, like I said, there's, as do most of the cases we touch on, there's going to be some kind of a twist on this one, folks, that we're not expecting, I think. So we shall see what happens, but I will keep everybody updated.
Yep, just like the one we're getting ready to talk about.
Yeah, yes. As I'm sure that, well, there is Moscow PD, that's true. Miss Pamela will keep us informed of any updates that she receives, being that she's in the mix over there, right in the middle of it all. And again, we're super grateful for that, Pamela, and I thank you.
Very much so.
So I will give the table to you to start off with. I'm not going to wait around any longer because if we do, we'll be here all day. So you go right ahead and get things rolling with your end of things, and then we'll catch it up on my end.
Alrighty. All right, so has anybody heard the latest news on Bryan Kohberger? Apparently he was fired as a TA. Let me see if I can find my videos.
Interesting.
Yes.
Thank you, Pamela. I appreciate that. I will check it out.
All right, see if I can find these. All right. Gotta get click the right buttons here. Oh, I should have this pulled up.
Thank you.
No, I understand, Pamela. No worries. Yeah, there was some stuff like Mom Bear had just said that he had been fired as his teaching assistant's position, which is what she's getting ready to go into. So,
yeah.
If anybody didn't know, he did work at Washington University as a teaching assistant, helping with students. And if you guys didn't know what that was, so he lost that job in December. But there's some things she's going to explain to you here that will explain some other things that we know about this. So. And thank you, Miss Brandy, for that info, by the way. Very much appreciated, as always. So he was fired for the reason they said I'm like, oh, yeah, right.
All right.
Now, the things that she's going to explain to you guys, let that sink in and think about that for a few minutes and then
focus on the chief defendant in the case, Bryan Kohberger. And now we are learning a few things were happening in that man's life leading up to and right after the murders. Things like being investigated by his own school, Washington State University, where he was working as a teaching assistant. And apparently the investigation wasn't going well. He was warned time after time after time to cut back on the bad behavior. We're told behavioral problems specifically. But time after time after time, he didn't. He got more feisty and belligerent, even arguing with his professors, until they finally decided, you're fired. That's right. Bryan Kohberger was fired as a teaching assistant from Washington State University. I have the actual specifics of this, and I wanted to sort of go through what we have come to learn was the sort of timeline of his warnings and all of the things that were listed on a termination letter that
No
Kohberger
worries.
himself was given right before they cut the cord with him. So I'm going to just watch some of these so I don't get them wrong. But the highlights, or lowlights, I guess you might call them, was that he had a sexist attitude towards females that he interacted with at the school, that he was rude to the women, and then get this, as a teaching assistant, he apparently graded the women differently than he graded the men.
Imagine that.
Here is the alleged language that was included in his termination letter along with the timeline, starting on September 23rd. And by our math, that's about 1 month into his brand new job as a teaching assistant in his doctoral program, which may or may not have been tied to his teaching job. September 23rd, Kohberger apparently has an altercation with one of the professors named Dr. Snyder. Just 10 days later, on October 3rd, the letter outlines that they had met to, quote, discuss the norms of professional behavior. And then 18 days after that, on October the 21st, Dr. Snyder emails Bryan Kohberger to say that he has, quote, failed to meet the expectations that were outlined in the discussions they'd had before.
Okay, can you pause that?
12 days after that.
Okay, folks. So this is a 4-month period of time, not even. Okay. This is a job. It's not, like a practice session or a joke or a hobby. This was his job.
Right.
It's teaching. You're helping a teacher. You're teaching. Okay. So we're looking at this and we see multiple meetings and discussions in regards to this over a 4-month period of time. Most people don't have issues with a job until they're 4 to 5 years into it, not 4 to 5 months. Okay. And that tells me there's something wrong, period. Like, and again, we've heard that he has basically, and this is just proof now, thank you, zero respect for women, folks. Zero. Okay.
Exactly.
And Mama Bear had a good point when she was explaining this, which I'm sure she's going to explain once we get through this. I just wanted to point out 4 months, guys. 4 months. And it started immediately therein. It seems like once he started his job. So go ahead, Mama Bear. I'm sorry.
Okay.
That on November the 2nd, they met again to discuss what they called an improvement plan. And then on December the 7th, that's about, well, let's cut to actually 12 days later. 11 days later, the murders actually happened. So they have the meeting to discuss the improvement plan. And 11 days later, on November 13th, the murders are carried out. Then cut forward to 24 days beyond, and that's December 7th. That's when there was another meeting with the professors. And this was supposed to be about the progress of the, quote, improvement plan.
Yeah, it's on the right hand.
Apparently it didn't go too well because 2 days later, on December 9th, he had another altercation with Dr. Snyder. And here's the quote, in which it became apparent that you had not made progress regarding professionalism. 10 days after that, December 19th, Bryan Kohberger is officially terminated by Washington State University. And some are reporting that he was withdrawn from the data system 3 days later on December the 22nd.
Crazy.
Interesting. So he started the job, it was in September, right?
Yes. September
Early-
23rd.
That's when
Well,
he started.
that's the first altercation was September 23rd.
But I believe he started like early September, right?
Sorry. What?
Oh, okay. No, you're fine. I said I believe he started the job early September, right?
Probably, yeah.
Beginning of the school year, basically. So,
Yeah.
So within 2 weeks of working his job, he was already being reprimanded and said, okay, we have to work on an improvement plan here. There's a problem with that, guys. So,
Definitely.
and then within 4 months, he's gone, period. Zero respect for women.
Yeah.
I've never in my life, even somebody that I mean, to grade female students at lower rates than you would males just because you don't like them.
Yeah.
I mean, and granted, this has, as I've been saying, this has that incel feel to it, but he's not a full incel in my opinion. He's in that spectrum, like I said. Okay, so it's crazy. It's just crazy. Go ahead. I don't mean to keep interrupting you. I just
no, you're fine. You're fine.
gotta put my 2 cents in there.
That's all right. So what I was thinking, so on the 21st, when he got that email and they said you failed, with the way that he is and as smart as he is, that word failed, I have a feeling would.
Unknown caller.
I'm sorry.
I was like, what's going on?
That's my phone.
That's okay. It sounds better than my loud phone. Well, let me ask a question real quick, Mama Bear. Let's back up just a real quick second. When was his first reprimand again? September 23rd?
Yes.
And then his secondary one was when?
His second altercation was December 9th.
Okay, so somewhere in the September, was there anything that went on in November?
The end of October is when he got the email that he failed to meet expectations.
All right.
Then they were supposed to have a meeting to discuss the improvement plan.
Mm-hmm.
That was on November 2nd. And then 11 days later is when the murders happened. So I'm thinking he had like some rage buildup from that. And
Sounds
then
like
the girls.
sounds like a trigger to me.
Yeah, that was my thought.
That. Listen, folks, this is a control freak. Bryan Kohberger is a control freak. He does not want women controlling anything that has to do with him. He has to take that control. He has to have that control in his hand. So the fact that he's basically being reprimanded for being disrespectful to women, in a sense, not being a true teacher to them, in a sense, blah, blah, blah. Yes, a chimp is a good word for it. And that, in my opinion, looks to me like a decent trigger to set somebody off in a path of destruction, to
Definitely.
take out, just one more little thing to add to his stack of, how can I put this? Irritations with women. So if there's an interaction, you guys, that he had with Maddie or Kaylee per se, that was less than acceptable in his mind to him, and he had no control over that interaction, this was the trigger. I mean, this very well could be what triggered him to do what he did, folks, in my opinion. That's what we had talked about. So
yeah, and Brandy and I were talking. So he was officially fired on December 19th. I don't know when they notified him or anything like that, but December 19th, he was already out of town.
Mm-hmm.
He'd already left.
He knew something. Yeah, he knew. He already, and see, that says it, guys, innocent nor guilty. He knew he wasn't going back to that school. He knew he wasn't going to have that job, so he didn't even care. He just walked away.
Yep.
In sense, it just shows itself, period. So interesting. That's very interesting, to say the least.
Exactly. So,
and again, if you look at it like I was explaining it, this could have been triggered. Like I said, if he had a previous interaction with either one of the girls that was bad, obviously he's had other interactions throughout his life, recent, that were bad with women. This was the icing on the cake, everybody. And he just said, you know what? I'm done. Here we are. Sadly.
and I looked
I hate to put it like that, but
Yeah. I knew one of the professors, that the well-known one, was a female, but I couldn't remember her name. So I looked up the professor just out of curiosity. I was like, is this professor a male or a female? And I honestly thought it was going to be a female, but it wasn't. It's a male.
Well, I do remember there were some, I saw, can't remember what video it was, but I definitely heard this, that he had issues with the professor that, he idolized at some point, correcting her and like telling her she's right and wrong and control, folks. He's trying to control her class. It's not his class. He's not a teacher. She's the professor. And I'm saying, because she's a woman, but obviously he had issues with males too. But like this one specifically, he tried to control her too. It's all control, everybody, and that's a bad thing.
Yep.
Welcome, Lance. Good to see you, brother.
Hey, Mr. Whistle. Hey, Lance.
And Mr. Whistle. What's up, buddy? Good to see you as well. So yeah, I mean, guys, look at it for what it is, in my opinion.
Red flag, red flag, red flag. They should have seen a long time ago.
Multiple red flags. And again, if we take that back, I hit on something last night. Sebastian commented on it, about fathering, parenting. We had a little conversation about that because Sebastian threw out there, thank you for making notice of the epidemic of fathers not being in their kids' lives and so on and so forth. Not all of them, but there is a lot of it.
Yeah.
And I had to throw it in there that Michael Kohberger, being this kid's father, did something wrong somewhere. Not to say that the mother didn't too, but he did something wrong somewhere. Go ahead.
Well, Lisa made that point a while back. If you watch the videos from when they got pulled over, how his dad like overstepped him and tried to take control of the situation. So he probably just learned it from his dad.
Right. And then at the same time, in that same video, that same sense, Bryan tried to be controlling with his father by shutting him down at the same time. Remember that?
Yep.
So it's head to head, guys. And that came out because I had put up the new video or picture of Gabby Petito's face, that piece of garbage, what he did to her, and who I blamed for Bryan Laundrie being who he was, which is his father.
Yeah.
He didn't teach him, and I'm sorry, guys. You can say I'm wrong all you want, and that's fine. We're all entitled to our opinions and how we feel about things. I will never down any one of you for that, but you're taught. I know, at least I was taught, and everybody that I know was taught by their fathers to not put your hands on a woman, to not disrespect women, to not just any of that. And that goes for anybody, but mostly in that sense with women. Okay. So again, relating to, that's why I'm talking about Chris Laundrie at this point. He obviously did something wrong with his son, or Bryan Laundrie would not have done what he did to Gabby. Repeatedly, we all see that now. It was very abusive. And in turn, if you look at Roberta Laundrie, the whole time that case was going on, if you watch and you guys know that I watch the physicality of people, I watch their body language, I watch their facial expressions, I watch all of that stuff. That's what I do. That's why I'm quote unquote supposedly good at what I do, because that's one of the things that I do. Okay. That entire case, if you watch Roberta Laundrie, she always walked around with her head down, very unsure of herself, zero confidence. And if anybody spoke, it was Chris that spoke, not her. That's a controlling relationship, folks. I'm sorry to say that, but it starts there. It starts there. So in the Kohberger case, it started, what you're taught. You grow up with what you see, and you learn from what you're taught. So it's a failure from the father's side of things, in my opinion. I'm sorry, it is.
Yeah.
It
And
just
you see how his mom is nowhere, and when she did come to the court, she was completely covered, didn't want anybody to see her face.
Yep, head down and right, and has not spoke out once.
Yeah, not once.
Not one time, because she's probably not allowed, folks.
Exactly.
And Lisa, Mama Bear is right. Lisa has made notice to those things multiple times, guys. These are facts, folks. So that's where it starts from. So if you want to, you can actually, I know this is wrong in some senses, but when these things happen, when we end up with people like this, I have to blame parenting. I'm sorry. In a lot of senses, I have to blame fathering, because when it comes to boys having 5 sons,
Mhm.
typically the father molds and teaches the boys how to be men, and teaches them how to live their lives as men, teaches them right from wrong as men. We do learn from the mothers. Don't get me wrong. Mothers are the most amazing thing on the planet, but to learn how to be a man cannot come from a woman, folks. I mean, it has. I'll be honest with you. It has. There's a lot of single mothers that do that, and God bless them. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
But, you know, in a lot of senses, it comes from a father. It just has to, in some senses. You see and hear that.
Yep.
So, it comes from there. Everything has a start and an end. And that, in my opinion, damn you, Michael Kohberger, for not teaching your son or helping your son, because the parents had to know this. These things were wrong about him. Okay.
Yep.
And that, when you see these things and these signs, you step back and go, okay. And I know that I can attest to this, and I know for sure that Mama Bear can attest to this. We all have children, and we deal with things with our children on a daily basis that we may not always like, but we have to do these things as parents, guys, to make sure that our kids are going to live a good, normal life,
Exactly.
male or female, period. So again, okay, I know this kind of went off subject a little bit, but I'm just saying I have to put that in there that it starts from there.
Right. And Molly said, if BK thinks so little of women, I would hate to see how him and his father treated his mother.
His mother and his sisters too.
Well,
How
and
about
sisters,
that
yeah.
one? I've thought about that after, seeing and hearing some of these things. I've thought, like, wow, I can imagine what the sisters, and from what I understand, the sisters moved out very, like, immediately. When they turned 18, they were gone. That's my understanding. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I'll own it. But from what I've heard, that says a lot. Why would they do that?
Right.
So, it was probably miserable for them, for all 3 of them, both sisters and the mother.
Yeah.
And I feel for them, but
Yeah.
it's a sad thing, guys. It's a sad, sad thing. It really is.
Miss Brandy, I always told my son, if I hear you putting your hands on a woman, I'll be your worst nightmare. Good job.
And you know what? I 150% believe her.
Right.
I really, really believe her. All
Right.
the way, guys. I can see that one. She would bounce you like a basketball right down the road. But we don't have to worry about that. Matthew's a good kid. I'm not real familiar with her older son, but Matthew's a good kid. So they got that from somewhere, guys.
Yeah.
Let's see. Molly said what?
That is why it is so hard for a single mom with a son. My youngest didn't have a father figure in his life until he was 11.
These are facts, guys. This is correct. It is. And here's the thing, and this is nothing against women, mothers, any of this, guys. My mother was a single mother for a long time, okay? And my mother went through a lot of shit and so on and so forth. And I, as a single father for quite a long time, I saw it from the other side. But mothers, it's very hard. Like a mother knows how to be a woman, how to be a girl, how to do that. It's part of your persona, so you know how to be that person. When my wife now was a single mother for a long time too, and she had 2 twin boys that she was raising on her own. And when I first met her, the boys would sit down to pee because they didn't have a father in their life that was involved enough to teach them it's okay to stand up to do this. They didn't know. They watched her do what she did.
Oh, yeah.
It's part of life, and it wasn't a bad thing per se. It's just they didn't
Right.
know any different. They didn't have anybody to teach them that. And when I came along, it's like, look, guys, it's pretty simple. You don't have to do all that, There was other things that I could teach them, and it's sad to see that, you know, the father in their life paid child support and did what he had to do, but that was his involvement. I wasn't their biological father. They had father son things that I called off work to go do with them, and their father wasn't even at work that day and could have went and done it. Do you see what I'm saying? Like those types of things are what bothers me, when there can be involvement and there's not. And these single mothers get left alone to do these things, and you guys, they try the best they can do. You guys don't know everything about being male. You're not supposed to. And so it is very hard at times to say, hey, okay, you have to go do this, this, and this. And when boys start to have that, let me call it an urge per se, the different pubescent feelings that they're getting, it's like, that's got to be a single mother's nightmare. I'm telling you, it's got to be, because I know it's a nightmare for me as a father. Mr. This one here, oh boy. And I did that with 4 other boys.
Wow.
And it's like, I don't want to do this again. This was hard, you know what I'm saying? But you do it. You do what you do. But yeah, it's hard as a father, so I can only imagine, and I feel so bad for single mothers that have to deal with these things. It's crazy. It is crazy.
Molly said, "Oh God, yes, it was."
Right. I'm saying, guys, I know. And I went through the same thing on the opposite spectrum because I had 2 daughters.
Yep.
I would not do that again to save my life. I'm telling you right now. No, 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 no. I thought boys were bad. No. And I love my daughters. Like I said, I love women. Women are to be put on a pedestal as far as I'm concerned, but God bless anybody that raises daughters. It's not fun, folks.
No, it's hard.
It is. The emotions, the hormones, everything. My God. And a lot of times you're just standing there going, what do I do? I don't know what to do, So yeah.
Even as a mom, I'm doing that going,
Right. Even though you've been through it, it's different when you're looking back at it and from another perspective, going, what the hell was I thinking? Why am I, I've done that as a father with the boys. Why are you standing right behind me? Go do what you're doing, friend.
You trying to say I was difficult?
No, I'm trying to say you are difficult, not was.
You were difficult as a child too.
Everybody's difficult as a child. Go eat your little noodles and mind your business, friend.
You think they're gonna let us go to school tomorrow?
I don't know. Yes, you're going to school tomorrow, okay? Mister, I don't like to go to school anymore. What if my nose burns again and the smoke smell go sit down.
Wear a mask.
Yeah, wear a mask. 3 days. You had 2 days off, then you got out early on this day. You're going to school. God, this kid would not. You want to go to school? I can do it at home on my computer. Yeah, no, you can't. I'm going through it right now. It's fun, isn't it? Mrs. M said, hi, little Dago. Hope you're having a good day today. Oh, he is, because he got out of school early, of course. I will. He said, hello, Mrs. M. I didn't have any girls, but now I have my son's girlfriend that runs to me forever. Oh, yeah, I've been through that, too. Yeah, I have. I'll be honest with you guys. I have 7 children that I have to claim. And I have probably 6 or 7 more that aren't mine that consider me a parent to them. It's sad, but it's a fact. They were raised around my house. We were the popsicle family in the neighborhood type people. Yep. You know what I mean? And so anyway, but did you have any more to add to that, Mama Bear?
I don't think so. That was pretty much it. It was just
all right. It is very interesting. I have a little bit to add to that, as I'm stating with the likeness. Now, we all know when Bryan appeared, when they caught him, they brought him around, blah, 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 that he has been compared to the BTK killer, as well as Bundy, guys, multiple times by multiple people, creators, even professionals, FBI profilers, so on and so forth. He's been compared to, but it's never been brought up about what I'm about to explain to you, which I explained to a lot of you guys last night. I really can't believe there's only 11 people in here today. This is crazy.
Maybe everybody's out enjoying the warm weather.
Or working or something.
Yeah.
It's kind of a letdown, but so be it. But anyway, as I was going through, my videos and pieces and parts of things last night, I came upon an idea as I was looking at this. Like, this is so familiar to me. It's so weird. Welcome, Jennifer. Good to see you.
Hey, Jennifer.
For joining us today. It's no sorries needed. I don't accept sorries for being late, guys, because there is no worry. You're here. That's all that matters.
Yep.
And the one who worries about all the beef feed boys in my son's boxing offering a ride, and they don't want to. Oh, okay, I got you.
Hey, Pink.
Pink, good to see ya. See, I said that, and everybody starts appearing. That's awesome.
Right.
All the meatables are here for the toss today. Good to see you. Thank you guys for joining us, though. I appreciate you. So yes, guys, thank you, Miss Heather. That's important. Now we do have a little Mama Bear. If you haven't noticed her name change, it's Crime Time with Mama Bear. Miss Mama Bear has her channel started that she's starting to work on. So guys, if you could please show some love, because we all know she deserves it. Jump on over there and subscribe to her channel, please.
Yeah, there's nothing on there yet, but I'm working on it.
We'll get it rolling. No worries. We will get it rolling. But give her some love. Subscribe to her. Let her start building herself up. She deserves it. She's very good, as you guys have seen over here. And she's going to be even better over there, guys. So
thank you, Heather.
Gonna be slick out. Y'all don't need to be walking on ice. My husband can drive you home. Temperature drops. They're all jacked and laughing like we're done. Bye. Thanks. Okay. So as I'm looking at, and I had remembered the Gainesville case from years ago. You forget things. And plus with everything that we're doing lately, these things just slip. So I'm looking at this and I'm like, why does this seem so familiar? And then it clicked and I'm like, holy shit, excuse my language, but there's so many likenesses and so many things that match up from Kohberger's and the Idaho case to the Gainesville case, folks. It's insane. And it made me start thinking, how he was compared to Bundy and BTK, and they're analyzing this, saying, I wonder, if he, went and paid attention to, I'm losing words right now. I'm trying to say, and I can't think of it, but if he liked him, see, I can't say what I'm saying. If he tried to make himself be like Bundy and these guys, well, guys, it looks to me like he's mimicking in a lot of ways the Gainesville Ripper. As I showed you, the exact same. I think I talked about it last night.
Back in 1990, a different college campus was terrorized by a killer on the loose.
Sorry, I think it looks like News Nation may have touched on this too, obviously, but I had never seen. Thank you, emulated, perfect word. And News Nation had touched on this with Bryan. And I had never seen another creator talk about this until I thought about this last night. And then I found this with Bryan. And it makes sense. And I'm going to show this to you guys. But he very much so seems to emulate the Gainesville murder. These were college students. They were all female, which I think in the Idaho case was supposed to be an all-female target. Okay. The exact, and I mean exact, down to the sheath, the style of knife, everything. No problem. So was used and shown the stylings of the murders, all of this, guys. It's uncanny. So I don't understand how they haven't looked to this as the maybe possible the main person that he emulated as compared to BTK and Bundy, because a lot of things are different in those two cases. there's not so many different in this case. I'm going to show you this story that came through News Nation that Bryan Hinton covered. This is from like 2 months ago, guys. And just so you guys know, the Gainsville case happened back when I was a freshman in high school. So it's been some time, which is why I had forgotten about it. But at this point, I want you guys to see and hear this, and I'll show you some other things too. And I want you guys to see the comparisons that I'm talking about, guys. It's really uncanny. It really is. Mama Bear will be right back. She had something she had to do. So, no worries. It's great to see you, Pink, and all you guys for jumping in. Jennifer, thank you so much. I appreciate that. All right.
5 University of Florida students were murdered. It happened over the course of 3 days. And there are a few similarities between that case
More than a few.
and the University of Idaho quadruple murders. News Nation's Sloan Glass is back with a chilling look at the man behind those Florida killings.
Yeah, chilling indeed, Nicole. Danny Rolling, dubbed the Gainesville Ripper, was behind the murders of 5 college students in Florida and a family of 3 in Louisiana. Rolling's killing spree was so gruesome, he was the inspiration behind the movie franchise. The University of Florida, killing 5 students over the course of 3 days. He targeted women who looked like his ex-wife. The murders and rapes were brutal, especially for those covering the case, like TV anchor Doris Keller.
And we had some of our police contacts who were telling us more about the scenes than they were living on, early on. I think a lot of it came out in the trial, but yes, it was very sickening. And to know how they, positioned some of the bodies and that type of thing, how Rolling did that, it was just unreal.
The victims were female, except for in one case, when Rolling didn't know a male roommate was home, ultimately killing him too.
It was just very fearful.
They were all female, except for one case where Rolling didn't know that a male was home. Does that or does that not sound familiar?
Very familiar.
So there's one. Yeah, right. And it's very weird. So there's one. And we're going to count these as we go, but there's one likeness to this, okay?
Wait,
is everything okay, Mama Bear?
Yeah, it was an old voicemail. My bad.
Oh, okay. Making sure.
Stressful. The students who, especially the female students who live near the murder scenes, they were very fearful. They, and many of them,
Thank you, Pink.
did that type of thing because of how traumatic this was.
In the end, the serial killer wasn't caught in connection to the murders. It was 4 months later, when he was in jail, that DNA evidence linked Rolling to the Gainesville murders. He confessed and was put to death in 2005.
Once again, something that sounds familiar. How was Kohberger linked to these murders? DNA evidence. This is uncanny. Like I said, it's uncanny, folks, a lot of it.
Hours before his execution, he confessed to killing 3 members of a family back in his hometown of Shreveport, Louisiana. The sheer sadistic nature of Rolling's killings is different from the Idaho College murders. In one case, Rolling beheading one of his victims. But there are a few similar.
But that didn't quite happen, but it almost did, guys. If you remember the account, one of the girls in Idaho was almost beheaded. Okay. So, not to say that it wasn't tried, possibly, but it didn't happen, but it's very close to it. Again, the emulation is uncanny, folks.
Similarities in the 2 cases. Both college campus crimes were committed with a fixed.
Same exact weapon, guys. Same sheets, everything. Look at it. Again, uncanny.
Blade knife. Rolling broke in through sliding glass doors.
Surprise. I'm going to continue to do this. He came in through sliding glass doors. Same thing Kohberger did. It's unreal, folks.
And the house where the Idaho murders happened did have a similar door that could have been the killer. And in both cases, the universities and surrounding towns were crippled with fear. The Idaho case remains unsolved 2.5 weeks later. Many students not returning to the campus out of fear. In Gainsville, students slept in large groups, taking shifts to sleep. Always someone staying awake on watch. College kids armed with baseball bats walked to classes.
I had people that actually walked through the house and made sure there was nothing amiss, that no doors that had been ajar or anything like that. So yeah, it was a tough time especially for those of us who lived there. But again, it was a close-knit community, and we all came together and all helped each other out.
The University of Florida shut down for a week, and when it reopened, many students never returned to campus. To this day, there is a memorial and mural on campus honoring the 5 students.
Serial killer profilers say Rowling grew up in an extremely abusive to his failed marriage and other parts of his life. Of course, there's no evidence at this point that it is a serial killer who is behind the University of Idaho murders.
Yeah, gruesome details there, Sloan. Thank you.
Thank you for watching. Go to News Nation now to find News Nation on your television provider. And don't forget.
And all I have to say about that is he was caught. They didn't give him a chance to be a serial killer. Okay. Sorry, but that's my opinion on it. Did you see the likenesses, the similarities? There's way too many for me. I'm sorry. Way too many. 5 people, 4 people. There's 1 person missing. I'm sorry. The knife, the sliding glass doors, the attempted decapitation. And last night I made mention of this, and it was talked about by multiple people. The differences, the main differences, there was no SA in Idaho. But multiple people made a comment that made sense to me. Maybe only because he wasn't given the chance. He didn't have time because there was people and he had to leave. Okay. Because it was made notice of last night that knife can be looked upon as the phallus type scenario, that these people that do these things use it as in their mind per se. Because an SA, you guys, most of you guys may know this. If not, anything that is in relation to an SA typically it's not of a sexual basis. Okay. It's about control, and hurting somebody out of a control issue. It typically, that's, if you go back and look at statistics, it's always based on that. Okay. What are we looking at here in Idaho, guys? A control freak that has no respect for women. I mean, it's so uncanny. It freaked me out, guys. It really did.
Yeah.
And when they went in and they served the search warrant to his apartment, this was brought up to me last night too. They found a Amazon Fire Stick and they took that. Well, most people would think, why would you take a Fire Stick from a murderer's apartment? To see what he's been watching. So it makes sense to me to go thinking that how many documentaries did he watch? How many papers did he write about different types of serial killers?
Right.
Dobermom says Gainesville went after 2 girls at a time. I think he went after Maddie, but wanted Xana too. And a lot of people believe that there was an interaction with Maddie and Xana at the Mad Greek that went bad because they both worked there. So I can go along with that to an extent. I can, definitely. Okay. We don't know, and we really won't know, but I'm just trying to show you guys, thank you very much, Heather, that how scary the likeness is to the Gainesville murders, guys. It's uncanny to me. It really is. Thank you, Heather. Guys, if you haven't, please check out Miss Molly's channel. Our beautiful, lovely Miss Molly Cat has a great channel over there. She's very hardworking at what she does, and she deserves some love. If you have not checked it out, please do, and subscribe to her, please. I would definitely appreciate that, as would she. So I'm saying, guys, like it blew me away, and it was an accident. I fell into it because I wasn't thinking about it. And then I found this right here. The likenesses are ridiculously freaky to me. So I could almost, when I realized this, I could almost sit down and envision him watching the Gainesville documentary and going, "Wow, okay, that's what I need to do." You know what I mean? It sounds dumb, but I almost could, really. Okay. And yeah, Doberman's right. Unless he sits in court and says, "I love BTK," it's right there. It's in black and white right here, folks. We just watched it. I mean, I can't say any more about it. Because we looked at
I mean, the knife. Oh my gosh, that just creeps me out.
the knife. The
Yeah.
The
I
knife,
mean, identical. The USMC and everything.
yes, the knife is what put the icing on the cake for me.
Mm.
That was, you know, the sliding glass door type scenario, the amount of people that were unalived, the fact that they're college kids, they were all brunette females. I mean, come on, guys. Do you know what I mean?
Yep.
It all of this, I was just like, oh my God. And I thought about this all night last night too. And the first thing I said this morning when I got up, when I talked to Mama Bear, I said, I have a great idea for a show because this needs to be put out there. I think it needs to be looked at broadly, not just as a maybe, I don't know. It just needs to be seen, in my opinion. You know, it may have nothing to do with anything, guys. To me, it does. It's too ironic to me. I'm sorry. And too coincidental. And we know exactly how that works in the true crime world. There is no coincidence, folks. It is what it is. I'm sorry. Well, JJ had a good point. It's the most common knife in the U.S. It is, Doberman, but the point is, you could have used
the USMC engraved in it, though.
Yeah, that is a point that I think because they sell K-bar knives that aren't like that. Okay, there's different varieties of them, different versions of them. It's almost like he went looking for that specific knife. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, I may be off all the way, guys.
Yeah.
At this point, I don't care because there's too many things that make sense. Is all I'm saying, guys. That's all I'm saying. And I can't get past it, guys. I can't. Now, sorry. I'm gonna go ahead and again, I'm gonna throw the number up. Anybody that wants to call in and spit something at me, as long as it's not real spit, I'm good. You know, theories, opinions, and any thoughts on this, please do. Numbers 234-703-4047. I appreciate that. We love to hear from you guys at all times, always. So please do. Thank you, Lance. I appreciate that. I got you, Dobermom. Thank you, Pink. I appreciate that again. Yeah, ew. Sorry. 1 second, folks. I think I'm gonna have to jump up here for a second. Give me one moment, though.
Thank you, everyone who did subscribe to my channel. I appreciate it.
Yes, thank you. Show the bear some love, everybody. She needs it. She's very talented at what she does. Obviously, we all know that because of what I do. She's here doing it. So give her some respect for it and show her what she deserves because she really does. Her channel is going to be awesome. I can already feel it. I'm going to do anything I can do to help get it up and out there for her. There's Boone. What's up? Good deal. Good to see you. Everybody's coming in now.
Yeah.
Love to show that. Awesome. I'm glad to hear that. That is awesome. I was so nervous about that last night.
I told you it'd be good.
And everybody has said nothing but positive things. So thank you all so much. I am grateful. And we're going to continue doing it and keep going and just make it the best we possibly can, guys. I am super excited about it. And of course, we're going to continue to make, you know, our daytime streams as amazing as we possibly can for you guys because that's what you guys deserve. Yeah. Yes. Mama Bear has the channel too. The link is Heather. I'm sorry, hon. Can you put that back in one more time? If you if you want to scroll up, you might be able to see it. Or no, here Don't worry about it, Heather. You do enough. Oh, too late. Okay.
Heather's fast.
Heather, yes, she's very quick. There it is, right there. Boone.
There's nothing there yet. I'm working on it.
And anybody else that's in here, if you just came in recently, guys, I want to ask you if you would please. Dobermom accepted a position working as a DJ for Midnight Radio with Jerry Adams over there. Please go check Jerry out. I like watching Midnight Radio myself. He has a different way of doing things, and I really respect it, and I like it a lot. So go over there, show some love for Jerry. Sub to that channel. Check it out. I'm telling you guys, you'll love it. I'm telling you.
Thank you, hon.
Thank you, Pink. I'm glad to hear that. I hope you guys really did enjoy yourselves, and it's not going to do anything but get better from here on out, guys. I have a great team that I work with that helps me in a lot of ways, and pretty soon I'll know all this stuff for myself, but they still do what they do to help me, and that's what's important to me. Thank you, Miss Heather. And we're just going to keep growing as much as we can and making it better for you guys, because that's what it's all about, guys.
Yep.
100%. 1 second, everybody. I cannot multitask to save my life. Here we go.
Hit the subscribe button below to get more of News Nation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.
I don't want to talk to you anymore. You're supposed to go away now. Where'd it go? I want to give you guys a little bit of insight, but I can't hold it anymore. I'll be right back, okay?
Oh my goodness. Thank you, Miss Boone. Thank you, Dobermom. Oh, Heather, while I'm thinking about it, I sent you an email this morning. I don't know if you got it yet or not, by the way. Put up a meet Baba Yaga, huh?
Oh my God, my eyeballs were floating. Joy, sorry, guys. I was trying. Didn't you see me like moving and doing this and that? I'm trying to hold this, and I'm like, I can't hold it no more. Bye. I'll be back. Good God, that was bad. All right, guys. Thank you so much for that. And everybody that's hanging out, sorry about that, Pamela. I just couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. You're rooting for my chickens. Oh, absolutely, Pink. Thank you. Gotta get some eggs. What was I gonna say?
Oh, you were looking for something.
Yeah, that's it. I wanted to give you a little insight into Mr. Danny Rolling and his personality, and I want to see if you guys can pick up any similarities between himself and what we've seen and know about Bryan Kohberger. Okay. I have a big meeting today for a huge job project. Can only listen today. Can't interact. Oh, no worries, Boone. No worries. We love you. I know that you love it here, and that if you could be here fully, that you would be. So don't worry about that. You never have to explain that. Sandra London, by the way, folks, was a journalist that wrote the, I guess you can call it a screenplay for the, the story behind Scream per se, and then Wes Craven picked it up and did what he did with it. But I'm trying to find here if I can. 1 second. I had some of it, but I want to give you something better so that you can see the person himself. And then, you know, once we see this, we're going to watch Bryan at his trial. And I think it's going to show some things that we'd be surprised about. This is all I can get out of it now. I guess we'll have to go with this for now and hope that it works. And this is for nothing but fair use practices. We're commentating on this in regards to the case that we're working on. So, all right, here we go. And then again, for those of you that didn't know, his name is who the Gainesville Ripper actually is. So why do you got that look on your face, Mama Bear?
Molly put, I hated gathering eggs in the mornings before school. There was 3 of them that hated me. And I'm just picturing this little Molly running from the 3 chickens.
Right. The little tiny Molly running from chickens. No, no. Leave me alone. I can picture that too. That's hilarious. Poor little Molly cat. Our poor little Molly cat. We love you, Molly, if you can't tell. I add a little cayenne in the drinking water. That'd help with the egg production. Oh, cool, Pink. I don't even have these chickens yet, and you already got me raising them the right way and everything.
Cool.
She's Baba Yaga. I'm Russian. I've been called the devil. Oh, okay then. Gotcha. All right. All right. Here we go, folks. Check her out. Wait a minute. Somebody sounds tired.
Yeah.
I know the feeling. All right. Also,
the public defender in Marion County contacted me on a this. Well, we started off talking about the burglary, or he asked if I could.
Okay. I'm sorry. I don't normally do this, but this guy gives me creeps by himself. Whatever he's trying to grow in his face right there, he needs to shave that off and move along, because I am completely, I can't even look at him. I'm just saying. I don't judge people, but this guy is so creepy weird. I'm sorry. I just had to say that.
That were unrelated to the.
I'm sorry I have to say this too. It looks like he glued shaved pubic hair to his face. And the hell is wrong with this dude? Oh my God.
Bye, Miss Brandy. I'll talk to you later.
Where you think you're going, Miss Brandy? No, I'm just kidding. Thanks for jumping in, hon. I will talk to you soon. Hope everything's okay. We love you. Bye. Okay, I'll shut up now, guys. I won't make you hear my weird shit anymore. But that is this here. No, I can't do it. Sorry.
A mental health counselor of some type asked me if he did tell me about those, would they still be confidential? I explained to him that it was by law confidential and that I would not be able to share that information. He began talking to me about that he had killed. So
Trigger warning. I'm sorry, guys. I didn't know that they were going to have those words in here, so please excuse.
Unfortunately, the victims in Gainesville are horrific and obviously disturbing and upsetting, despite the fact that I've worked on news. I tried when I was listening to remain as neutral as possible and not show my own emotion. And so when I left the jail, I sat down in my car and I broke down. It was very difficult.
Hey,
This
PPR.
man just killed 5 people. He also admitted to me that he killed 3 people in Louisiana, raped several of them. And I knew Danny could possibly get out of jail for the armed robbery, although they had a lot of evidence against him. I felt right away that I had a great burden, but I also had some ethical concerns because I knew that I could not share this information with law enforcement, with anybody other than the defense team. I struggled with that. I was thinking, what if I made an anonymous call to law enforcement? So I went to talk to the chief judge in Alachua County, and I spoke to him hypothetically about where my responsibilities are, and he confirmed what I thought, that I just can't tell anybody what I learned. It could also mess up his case. If information that I obtained confidentially was shared with anybody, especially anybody in law enforcement.
That is not all that I wanted you to see, so that was the wrong one. I'm sorry. But anyway, I want you guys to get a perspective coming from him himself and or the psychiatrist or psychologist that have interviewed him. And I want you guys to match that, if you can, if there is a match, to Bryan Kohberger, sorry. And there's reasons for that, guys, because I'm telling you that the psychology of it and the basis of the person itself. Now, Danny Rolling claimed to have multiple personalities, so on and so forth, blah, blah, blah. He claimed that, one of his personalities was named Gemini, and that's who did the murders and so on and so forth. We don't know how true that is. That could have been employed to try to get out of his if you're found not sane enough to stand trial, then you can get out of things. They'll just put you in a mental hospital for the rest of your life and so on and so forth. So in a sense, this guy was smart. Maybe not as smart as Kohberger, but he was still smart. And I have to ask you to hold on for one moment. Hold on. My stupid phone is ringing.
Hi, PPR. Right? I do too.
I can't do that because it's a new phone, and then I can't afford to get another one right now. So I just have to deal with it. And what's screwed up is I turn my phone down and it turns itself back up whenever it rings. It's dumb. I don't understand it. I have to basically turn it off. But if I turn it off, then I miss things. And,
Is it an Android?
It is. It is.
Yeah, that's your problem.
I hate iPhones. Don't start with me. Don't even start with me. I hate them. We're not doing that one. Can't do it. I hate iPhones. I do. I absolutely hate iPhones. I worked for a short stint with AT&T as a troubleshooter for them. Believe that or not, Mr. No Tech Near, But anyway, and I just absolutely hate them. Absolutely hate them. So, okay, here's an interview. I want you guys to see his I want you guys to watch his personality, how he presents himself, how he talks to people, things like that is what I want you guys to see. And then I want you guys to kind of put that in here and visualize what we know about Worthlessberger and like him as a person. And we're going to see more as it's just when the trial starts. We have to wait forever, but you know, in June or whatever. And we're going to put that to that at the same time. And I think there's going to be way more similarities than what we've talked about so far. So
Did you read PPR's comment?
I wasn't looking at screen, and I'm in the bathroom looking around thinking, didn't realize she's on. And I get your buddy. Oh, buddy. What it is. All righty, I got you, PPR. Wow. This is why I love you guys. You guys are great. I swear to God. Listen, you guys got to bring me some peeps in here. YouTube needs more people. They keep telling me this. So if you guys got channels or you know other people with channels, please bring them my way. Please. I hate to beg. I'll get on my hands and knees, guys, if that's what I got to do. But I need more people. YouTube keeps yelling at me. That's why they're not paying me what they're supposed to be. You don't have enough people, Dago. Do something right.
Oh my goodness,
Right,
we gained what, 20 or 30 in a couple weeks? What do they expect?
Right, where are they? Where are they? Where are they today? I'd like to see them today. We do need I mean, I know I've gained them. I have, and I'm very grateful for that. I just would like to see them in here so I can meet them.
Yeah.
I think we had one person that came in last night that was new, and I'm super happy about that. We welcomed her. I think I've only seen one actually new person in chat. A lot of the people aren't comfortable coming to chat, and I respect that 100%.
Yeah.
I get it. So I am grateful to all of you, by the way. Just even if you're just hanging out listening, it still means the world to me, guys. So keep on keeping on.
Absolutely.
All right, guys, here we go.
Cajun, you don't get Cajun.
Sorry, guys. Start over.
Bless your heart. Hi, Miss.
Nice to meet you. I'm Kathy.
Yes, ma'am.
Mercy. It's okay with you? Miss, can I help you with it? All right.
Thank you.
So this
Thank
does
you,
involve
PPR. We
filming
appreciate that.
They won't tell anyone. They're just gonna ask you how the food is here. We'll complain about it. They said they promised they won't.
It ain't so bad.
No?
Not really, no. It's prison food, though, you know. There's a big difference between that and McDonald's.
And the Cajun food? You don't get Cajun.
First thing I'm noticing, do you see that he's flirting with her?
Yeah.
Seriously. That's creepy, but
Getting Cajun here. Can you spell it? My lawyers advised me not to make any, answer any questions, but I have about a 3-minute statement prepared. Would you like to listen to that?
Sure. You can go ahead and read it now if you like. I figured there was something you wanted to say.
Yes, ma'am. At this time, I feel it necessary to comment on the blatant statements Mr. James H. Williams has made concerning Sandra London, Bobby Lewis, prison authorities, and myself. I'm compelled to bring this matter into the light because Williams has caused undue pain and problems for those men who muddy the waters and hinder the investigation in progress. Number one, Miss London and myself have been corresponding for almost a year now. Regardless of what Williams has said, Miss London is of the highest caliber, sincere and honest, a woman of extraordinary talents. If I were her, I would sue Williams for slander and defamation of character. She did not deserve the things he said or what the Gainesville Sun printed about her. It's just not so. I do not know William's reason to do such a vicious thing. It was totally unmerited or called for. I think Williams has left himself subject to be charged with criminal mischief and or obstruction of justice. Number 2, Sandra London is a colorful and bright woman, intelligent, talented, and it's a shame the way the media has bashed her as of late. She hasn't done anything to deserve that. Sandra is a worthy soul who only tries to bring the very best out of all she does. Number 3, Sandra London did not seek me out. I inquired her services because I had seen some of her work, namely a screenplay under the title of Redbone about the dramatic story of Bobby Lewis's escape from death row, which would impress anyone. And so I wanted her to do my story. Sandra London is not, I repeat, not using me, period. No one is using me. I don't care what this lawyer, Chet Dillinger, said about her. Can you imagine that? Her own lawyer sold her up the river. If I was a client of his, I think I'd find somebody else to represent me for fear that one day Chet Dillinger would have something publicly to say about me. Over the past 180 days, Sandra and myself have tried by protocol and through proper channels to get her approved to visit me. And she was allowed to visit me behind the glass once. Number 5, any and all parties involved in the investigation underway concerning the Gainesville murders have been and will be dealt with in an honorable fashion. The wheel of justice may turn slow, but they do turn. You don't ask of justice, it asks of you. Number 6, the prison officials here at FSP.
Okay, now I want you guys to notice something. As he's doing this interview, there is a camera there and it's right in his face. He knows that he's being filmed. He's watching. Now, as he's reading this letter to everybody in the world right now, okay? That is watching this. I want you to watch. I'm going to back up a little bit. I want you to watch as he's reading. When he looks up at the camera, the way he looks down from the camera as he's saying certain things. I want you guys to notice this real quick, okay? He does it a few times. I'll back up about right here. We'll see.
By protocol and through proper channels to get her to visit me. And she was allowed to visit me behind the glass once. Number 5, any and all parties involved in the investigation underway concerning the Gainesville murders in an honorable fashion. Turn slow, but they do turn.
Now, did you see that thing he did with his eyes? It's almost like I think that he himself he made a statement while, like in the beginning of this case somewhere when he was doing an interview, where he said that at nighttime, a different personality of him came out and it was pure evil, this, that, and he could not control it. And he would do what he did. And then the next day when he would wake up, he would hate himself for everything he had done wrong. Okay. And I can understand, I do believe that he may have been schizophrenic to an extent. I think some of the there was like at one point he had claimed 3 to 4 different personalities or something. I think that may have been a bit overdrawn. I do feel that he felt like 2 different people in here, which I can attribute to the abuse that he went through as a child, and as we all know, a lot of times people will invent as small children another world to go into when they're in an abusive situation to hide from it, right? In turn, that can turn into having another personality. Maybe not multiples, but at least one other person, okay? The thing that makes me uncomfortable is when he's looking at the camera, as he looks down from it, it's almost like he's feeling ashamed of himself and can't face people. But then at the same time, when he's not doing that, he also shows confidence. Like when I said in the beginning, you notice how it almost seems like he might be kind of flirting with her with the little smiles and stuff.
Right.
It shows like there's an overlaying confidence, which is where the control issue may come from with him. But at the same time, he shames himself for what he's done wrong. You know what I'm saying from a psychological standpoint?
Yeah.
Okay.
Definitely.
And that's the things that I noticed, and that's what I was trying to show you guys. Now, the reason why we're doing this is it's going to be a while. I probably could have waited, but when Bryan does go to court, I want to watch him. And it has no bearing on the case. It's just through the psychological aspect of it to understand the mind of these people. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So anyway, sorry, I'm rambling again.
You don't ask, just asks of you.
Right there, the way he looks up and then he looks down slowly, like, "Why I can't look at." You know what I mean? That is what I was talking.
Yep.
Number 6, the prison officials here at FSP didn't deals with me, period. Nor have they made any promises to Bobby or myself, period. I've not been coerced into making any statements, period. Number 7, Miss London represents me as editor, agent, and media go-between. From this point on, I shall make no further statements to the press unless Sandra London arranges it. If you wish to speak to me, speak to Miss London. Number 8, any further statements you wish at this time, please consult my lawyers, Mr. Richard Parker or Johnny Kearns, who are excellent lawyers for the defense and very capable of answering any other questions. I have nothing further to say. Thank you and good day.
That's it? You can't answer any questions?
No, ma'am, I'm sorry.
Is it true that you are talking to Mr. Lewis, the investigator?
Good day.
Is it true that you had anything to do with the murders at all?
So I stood up to someone.
Yeah, he almost looked like he was going to cry right there at the very
This
end.
is what I thought it was too. Exactly. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And it's there's something.
This is Dr. Grande. Today's question asks if I can analyze the factors that may be at work. Killer Robert Hansen. He's also known as the Butcher Baker.
Wrong interview. I don't need that one. And that, so I'm not going to get into that one. He did a breakdown of Rolling 2, and I thought I had that one pulled up, but I must have grabbed the wrong one. So no worries, guys. But anyway, I take care of schizophrenia patients and studying his body reaction. He is in control and knows exactly how to put his system, but he isn't consistent in the skit state. His body actions won't act right. So you see what I was looking at then. I got you. Okay. Tiffany.
Hey,
Good to
Tiffany.
see you. How are you? How are you?
Aw.
Yes, it's weird. See what I'm saying, Pink? There's something, and Bryan's like that too, in a sense. There's something docile about his personality that almost makes you feel bad for him until you look at him and go, yeah, but you did this, bro. So I'm sorry. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. Like the psychological aspect of this, I really wish they would not have pushed the trial out so far, because it's going to take forever to get to it. June is quite a ways away, guys. And of course, we're going to watch the entire thing. So again, what do we think, folks? Do you see what we're presenting to you today? We're doing great, Tiffany. Thank you for asking. I hope you're doing just as good. Do you have any comments or anything, Mama Bear, as far as that side of the things go, the likenesses and everything I just showed?
I don't think so. It's really crazy.
Do you disagree with me?
No, not at all.
It's uncanny, isn't it? It is crazy, though.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe that nobody else had brought to the surface about Danny Rolling and you know,
Sorry.
it's okay. That was a little loud. Wow. What is it that he says?
Konnichiwa. Hello.
I thought it was something like that. That's cute. Anyway, yeah, that scared the living hell out of me.
Now you know how we feel with your phone.
Exactly. I mean, my phone scares me too. Don't get me. How many times do you see me sit here and like jump because my phone rings?
Several.
Yeah, God help anybody that's wearing headphones or earbuds.
Yeah.
I know a good ear doctor, guys. If you need one, just let me know.
Molly said, "Oh, earbuds." Sorry, Molly.
It's okay. I had my headphones on one time, you guys, and I had I don't wear them very often now because I have it set up to where I don't because I can't stand wearing them. But I had them on. This was months and months and months ago, and I had my mixing board hooked up. That little square box thing that I have, and I was doing different things, and I, for whatever reason, I slid the bar all the way up, and it was full blast. And I was doing my thing here, and I hit a button, and something happened, and I jumped. The headphones came off my head. I flipped back in the chair. It was crazy. It scared the hell out of me. It was funny though.
I can see it. I can fully see
Seriously. I did. I jumped up out of the chair, went left like this. I was over, out of the way. Everything was crazy. Funny though. It was definitely funny.
it.
You might want to turn that down, Molly, just a tinge, just in case.
I turned my phone down, so it'd be okay now.
Well, if it's like mine. Oh wait, no, you have an iPhone.
I have an iPhone. It cooperates.
The iPhone, yeah. Garbage. Garbage.
I only got 20 minutes anyway.
That's okay. We're not overrolling. I'm not running over this time because I was actually kind of on time. Yesterday I had to run over and you were gone, so
yeah.
My friend at work gave me pot. Okay.
Okay.
Good to know. Thank you, Pink. My first time I started tripping big time. My personality was so docile I felt like a scolded 4-year-old. I was so freaked out by the experience that I never again. That would be the paranoia that you can get.
I have birth. What?
Well, Molly has a me phone. I'm not surprised she said that, guys. Not at all. Good old Molly. Molly Cat, the crazy cat. Where is it? Where is it? I can't. I hate iPhones. I do.
Yeah.
I absolutely hate iPhones.
Well, I absolutely
Thank you, Miss Heather. I can't. I can't do it. And here's the thing with the iPhones, folks. They are. First of all, they're stupid expensive. The pricing on them makes no sense to me. Second of all, you have to buy everything in them, like app wise and all that. At least you used to have to. And I don't like the. I will say one thing: they do usually have good service. Hey, professional, what are you looking at? Oh, PPR. Heather must have been out and came back. Okay. But yeah, I've never liked them. My daughter has one. Both my daughters have them. They won't use anything else. And they tell me I'm stupid because I have an Android. So, you gone country. Dang it. What did I do now? Do I sound country?
My husband had an iPhone for the first several years, and he ended up switching to Google Android.
That's because
he's there's just too many functions on an Apple phone. He's like, I just need a phone that will text and call. That's it.
Yep. That's the thing. I mean, Androids have a lot too, especially that's the one I have. This is that new Motorola LG, whatever the hell, or not LG, but Motorola Stylo thing. When I got this phone, I first turned it on. There's like 352 apps on it that I've never touched in my life. And I'm like, why do I need all this? I just want a damn phone that I can get pictures and email and stuff like that on. And they're like, well, you can do that. And you can have this and this too. Oh, I started twanging. I'm married to a Southern woman. It happens at times. Sorry.
Hi, Debs.
Yeah. What's up, Debs? Good to see you. Thanks for joining us. Yeehaw. I'm glad that you all are here. How are you all doing today? Come on. Who's going to yell at me? Well, Brandy left, so she won't.
I'm originally from Illinois, so sometimes the country twang will come out of me, and I'm like, whoa.
From Illinois?
Hmm.
I never heard that. I got a buddy there. I never paid attention to it.
I'm from a little town called Vandalia.
What'd you call me?
Exactly.
Vandalia?
Vandalia.
Wow. Yeah, I didn't know that that was considered like. I never paid attention to it. Like I've noticed, like one of my moderators. You guys don't see her because she's not out too often in here because of what I do now. But it's U-Haul. That's what I said, Molly. U-Haul. How U-Haul doing? I said it exactly what you're saying. How U-Haul doing? Anyway, Rachel, she's from Minnesota, or not Minnesota, but Wisconsin. Sorry. And there's definitely a different change in that voice pattern completely. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
Minnesota, though, those people have, there's differences there, kind of like Canada, all that fun stuff. Michelle, what's up? I did not. I said, how you all doing? I'm saying it. I told you, how you all doing? It's good to see you all. Now you know what Molly's doing right now, right?
She's jumping in her car, coming after you.
She's probably stomping her feet up and down with her little self, bouncing, freaking up and yelling, screaming, pulling her hair right now. There is no H in U-Haul. I know. I'm saying that. U-Haul. How U-Haul doing?
It is south. It's right along 70. I can hit 70 here from Indiana, and it's about 3 hours from here. And it's Vandalia with a V. Kind of like
Vidalia onion.
Exactly. But Vandalia.
Get your cameras out of here. Are you growling at me now, Molly?
Yeah.
She's actually growling. And in capital letters, she's growling at me, folks.
Michelle's getting you too. There's no H in you all.
That's what I'm saying. U-Haul. How U-Haul doing?
Cameras out here.
I can. The visual in my head is hilarious right now. I'm telling you, I can picture her little self bouncing, jumping up and down, screaming, "No, no, 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 no!"
She's getting in her car. She's coming after you. Claws
I can
out.
just see her messaging you. What's his damn address? Give it to me now. I'm gonna go kill him. I know exactly what I'm doing. I'm doing it on purpose, folks. I know that I'm saying y'all. When I say what I say, I'm saying y'all. How y'all doing? See? That's what I've been saying the whole time.
Yep. What I heard.
How y'all doing? I don't know where the H thing's coming from. I didn't say anything that had H in it, so I don't know, Molly. I don't know. I don't know where you're coming from with that, but it's whatever. I'm clearly right, because she's a cat, Dobermom. I've said that 100,000 times. She's a cat. Molly is a cat. I've been saying it, Molly. I said, how you all doing? That's what I've been saying.
No, you wasn't saying it right the whole time.
I've been saying it right the whole time. I've been saying it. How you all doing? It's great to see you all. I love you all. That's how I've been saying it.
Love you, Molly.
Why do we gotta get the cameras out of here? What's wrong with the cameras? Pull up, kitten, Isma, please. Claws out. Here comes the crazy kitty. It's a good thing Brandy's not in here because she just swore at me, period. As a damn Yankee that has been here for 23 years, I know you really need to work on that. Yeah. Absolutely, Michelle. Oh my God. Do you know if I would have went down She's beating her head off the keyboard now. If I would have went down to where my wife's family's from in Alabama and did that, they probably would have pulled guns on me and shot me dead where I stood. I'm just telling you right now. Oh my God. I love you guys. It's fun to have fun.
Yeah.
So does anybody want to give a call in about anything we've talked about today? Please. I'd love to hear from you guys. You want to yell at me for the way I say U-Haul? You can. Whatever you want to talk about, we can talk about it. But I would love your guys' opinions on this. I mean, this really hit me like a Mack truck in the side of the head yesterday when I saw all this stuff, you know? And, you know, the stuff that Mama Bear here and Brandy came up with, it all makes tons of sense, folks. It really does. No, we're staying right here, Dover Mom. We're staying right here. If we did go anywhere, it would be down south to Alabama. But I have family here and I can't go anywhere. So, but I would love to get out of this godforsaken, horrible state. But it is what it is. Boring ass old Ohio. The name is even pronounced boringly. Now they're threatening me with gators, Mama Bear. What's up with that?
Oh.
Why you keep saying rent a truck then? I didn't say anything about no trucks. Now you guys are all crazy. I'm telling you. See what you started, Molly? You got people going crazy like you now. Thank you, Heather. Yes. Please call. That's the best way. If they're like, we're desperate. Can you tell? Please call us, people. We want to hear your lovely voices. We're begging you. Please call me. No, I'm just kidding.
He's going to be lonely. I'm leaving here in a few minutes, so.
Yes, I'll be alone again. And even in Discord, Molly probably won't talk to me now because she's.
No, you got a message in Discord.
Oh, I do?
Yeah.
Oh, good Lord. I'm almost scared. Let me see what we got here, folks. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Where are we at?
I wish we could share it. It'd be funny.
What the hell? What'd I tell you guys? Here she comes. She's in her car on her way to get me. See? And she's not even looking anywhere but straight ahead. She's mad.
Uh-oh.
I got a call coming in. I had to beg. I did it. Did. I knew she would. Hello.
You keep U-hauling.
See?
And Miss Molly's gonna be fixing to come open a whoop can ass on you.
She's already on her way here. I just showed you that picture with the cat driving the car facing forward. She's mad.
I saw that.
Yep.
She's gonna put the metal to the pedal and come get you.
Exactly. How are you, Michelle?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I am doing great. Thank you so much for calling us. We're desperate. We want to hear from people.
I try to help out when I can.
Absolutely. So what do you think of what we presented today?
I'm not so familiar on the case that you think he was following. Did that gentleman get caught rather easily as well?
Well, kind of. He was in jail already because he had committed some robberies, bank robberies. So he was sitting in prison on that. And they had initially, were you in here last night when I did the whole thing about the Gainesville Ripper?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, most of it.
Okay. They had initially arrested a gentleman by the name of Ed. Can't remember his name, but he was messed up too. So it was very easy to believe that he could have been responsible. But they had him, and then something didn't match up. I can't remember because it's been 30 years now. But they did a DNA test, and it matched up to Danny Rolling, which again, there was a DNA match, which is how they found Bryan Kohberger as well. Another likeness to the case, but they did a DNA match and that's how they found him. And he was already in prison. So it wasn't hard for them to catch him.
But we don't know though if he probably would have followed his story with the stuff he was studying in school. So
I agree. And here's the thing. They're not really considering or classifying Kohberger as a serial killer only because he didn't, that they know of so far, wasn't able to do any more, to commit any more murders. Okay. But
that we know of, right? Yeah.
That we know of as of now, and there's been talk about Oregon and Washington state as well. But now I'm just going to put this out there: if he would not have made the mistakes that he made, and would not have gotten caught, what are the odds? In fact, I'm going to put a poll up for that. What are the odds, you guys think, that he would have committed more?
Oh, I think he would have.
Exactly. I think that once he got his feet wet with this first one. What's up, David James? Good to see you, brother.
But was this his first one?
And that's the thing. That's the thing. I should probably do two of them.
Thank you, Pamela. Hi, David.
And what really is scary is in the swiftness that he killed 4 people.
That's.
I think he could go out and do that multiple times, and it wouldn't have been just one here and one there. I mean,
here's
what was it? 4 minutes or something? 10 minutes, 15 minutes, something like that. That he was in and out of there.
They say 9 minutes, but I argue that I'll argue that to the death. There's no way. I think that the timeline is either off or there was somebody else. It's probably the first time I've ever said that, but either the timeline is off or there was somebody else in there with him. Period.
See, I have trouble with that because I don't see him wanting to share the limelight with anybody.
No, I understand.
And that's a gross way of using that word, but he would want whatever in his mind would be glory for himself.
I absolutely agree with you. Which is why I struggle with that myself. I struggle.
Could be the lookout, though.
Yeah. There were, regardless of what anybody says, there is somebody else involved, if not more than one person. Now, as far as me saying that somebody was inside with him, I struggle and argue with myself about that because of what you just said. I absolutely agree with you, but I also at the same time have a hard time believing if this was his first attempt at this, that he did all that within a 9-minute period by himself. That's my problem with it. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Well, like I said, I mean, obviously from what little we know that they have released about the injuries to the victims, he knew where to go. I mean, it wasn't like if I went or somebody was coming at me and I went to save myself. I mean, I'm going to poke them somewhere that probably isn't do any damage at all.
Right.
Because I wouldn't know where to go. But if he studied that, I need to go in and hit this spot and this spot, or I've got to do this to enable them. I mean, he had it down to a science.
Now, that I'm glad you said that for a specific reason. Last night when I showed the documentary about Danny Rawlings listened to audio recordings of people telling him how and where to stab his victims. His third victim, just so you guys know, his third victim was killed with 1 knife wound. 1. Now, he also had another victim that had 34 knife wounds. Okay. So there was audio of him listening to and telling people that he was told and listened to where to do what you're doing to get fatality shots immediately. In turn, Mr. Kohberger very well could have watched the documentaries on Mr. Rawlings and learned the same things because, again, there's another likeness with both cases as to where on some of the victims in Idaho, there were kill shots. They were all fatal shots in the chest, okay? The initial coroner had made that comment, not as much as I don't like her, she did make that comment, and it's obvious. And one of them was beheaded and one of the ones in Idaho was nearly beheaded. And again, this is where I struggle with myself about experience. But a beheading, there's a lot of work to that. It's not that simple. You can't just go in and go whoop and you're done. You gotta do some stuff. You know what I mean? Not to get gory or anything on you guys, but so the likenesses are all there. The type of knife down to the sheath is exact. The the number of victims is very close. They were all females but one. And they were college students. Mr. Rowling was a very controlling person and did not have a respect for women. Mr. Kohberger is the same exact way. I don't like using Mr. They don't deserve that respect. But David's correct. Danny was lying about the multiple personalities. They found that out. It was an excuse for him to try to get out of his being I can't think again. Being found guilty. Thank you. But anyway.
Isn't that the same thing that Kohberger's trying to pull, that he's detached and all this other stuff?
Well, that's again another likeness. In the very beginning, he tried to pull that. You taking off, Mama Bear?
Yep, gotta go get the kiddos.
All right, we'll be here.
Okay.
Thank you again very much.
Get those little ones.
Thanks. See you guys
We'll
in
talk
a bit.
to you. Yes, ma'am. Thanks again, hon.
You're welcome.
Bye-bye.
Heather, he could, but they don't accept that to get him off.
Yeah, it was brought up in the very beginning, Heather, when he was being extradited back, that he was probably going to try to claim that, and they won't allow that there in Idaho. So
yeah, Idaho doesn't accept.
So that was washed down the drain immediately. So again, it blew my mind, Michelle, how many likenesses there were within both of these cases. You know what I mean? So therefore, it made me think, with all the research he had done on serial killers and how he kind of idolized some of them. It makes me, they referred to Ted Bundy and they referred to the BTK killer and all this and that. And to me, it's almost like, this one makes more sense because there's so many more things that are alike with this case than with those two cases with him. So that was the point that I was trying to make.
And the one thing that stands out when you just said it, which brought it to my fore, is that two of them were blondes. So instead of going for brunettes, he may have gone for blondes.
Exactly.
If it hadn't been for the fact that Xana either saw him or heard him, and he had to make that pit stop and take care of her and Ethan, and I think Ethan threw him completely off.
Absolutely.
If Ethan hadn't been there, I don't think we would have known that it was him.
Absolutely.
I think he would have gotten away with it.
Well, that and the fact that I think that could be, and I think you're right, because I think that could be what made him make his mistakes.
Yeah.
Because I think he had this all planned out and premeditated in his mind, step by step, what he was going to do. And then the obstacles he encountered, Ethan and Kaylee, and the different situation from what he was expecting, I think caused him to screw up and make his mistakes, because we all know there's a very huge possibility that if that sheath wouldn't have been left behind, you're right, we may have never still had him in custody or had anybody in custody and still been looking at other people that had nothing to do with this. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I believe that was the wrench in his whole thing, was that Ethan being there, and the fact that he couldn't get up there and just get out, and
right.
then he had to deal with two more, which was not his plan. His plan was, I believe, was to go in and get Maddie and Kaylee, or did I say that right?
Yeah, Kaylee and Maddie.
Okay, and then get out of there. And then, unfortunately, those two were still awake.
And Ethan ran into him, I think, when he was leaving
in the hallway.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then, Xana came at him to help Ethan. And for those of you that may not have known, I hate to bring up gory things, but Xana fought back so much that she nearly lost her fingers in fighting back. You know what I'm saying? That's how much she was involved in that. And that set him back some time, by the way, guys. And which in turn could be another reason why he did not bother with Dylan or the other girl. You know what I'm saying?
Well, that could be, but I still think that they weren't a part of the plan. I think he had his sights, and he went in to do what he did. And
I agree on that too. I do. I'm just saying it could have been another reason.
I want to be honest because again, I don't want to shame anybody that was involved in this horrible, but I still can't shake, and it's on my table, and it's going to sit here until I guess the trial starts, and I hear otherwise.
I get it.
After seeing those videos from the house and the darkness and like you said, maybe somebody giving inside information.
And I agree with you, Michelle, 100%. I will till even if they come out in the trial and say there was nobody, I'm still going to believe there's somebody else involved in this that was tipping him off, that was communicating with him about what was going on. I really, really strongly feel that way.
Because, like I said, I know Lisa was pointing things out, and I'm looking at this picture, and if she's standing where she's behind the door a little bit, she's going to be looking at the side of his face, not face on.
Right. That's absolute. You're right.
So where's the bushy eyebrows, and it's so dark in that hallway.
Yep.
It's almost like
I have the same problems.
Did he know what he looked like when he went in?
Right. I have the same problems with that you do. And I think a lot of us do, to be honest with you. Yes, Heather, I did get those. I'm sorry, hon. I didn't get a chance to really look at them, but I did get them, but I will check them out. The first poll is complete, guys. And it was this Kohberger's first murder? And 54% of you said yes. And 45% said no. And I'm going to do another one here real quick, by the way. And this one is going to be, do you think he would have committed another one if he would not have been caught? Okay. Let me finish this up here real quick, Michelle. Go ahead and say what you got to say.
I'll tell you my theory is yes, he would, because the world, the women in the world were too cruel to him.
Mm-hmm. In his mind.
Right. And in a sense, I think I have to also say it's not every woman, because we know those unstable women are, I love you and we don't think you did it, and
well, that
makes me cringe, but
and I told you guys,
women he wanted, successful women like Maddie and Kaylee, they're gonna go someplace in life, and he could see them as a trophy wife or something, wouldn't give him the time. They're a dime a dozen, and he would have been angry at each and every one of them.
Right. And I told you guys when he was first captured, I said, I promise you guys, I said it the day that we talked about it. I said, I will promise you guys that within a month or so that he's going to have people trying to marry him that are in love with him and all of his followers. And here we are. I knew it's just because of the way these things go. It's crazy.
I just hope they're not giving him all that mail, because his head's going to grow and he's not going to fit through the cell door.
No, there was a interview I watched this morning where they were talking about that, and they had a couple specialists on there. I think it was a Banfield episode, and they were saying no, that they don't give him that mail at all. He's also getting on the other side of that death threats from a lot of people too. So they're not.
I heard that last night that he's.
Yeah, they're not. They don't give him that mail, and he's not entitled to anything at this point anyway. So
no,
nothing at all. Somebody had sent a letter. I saw it this morning. We were passing it around. That somebody had sent out a letter asking for people to send things to him, coloring pages and this and that, and all that, and underwear. Used underwear with a name attached to it and a face attached to it, so he can get through these next few months and before he's exonerated. Are you kidding me?
That's, oh my God.
These people.
He's not in the, I don't have my jail terms. In general public.
No, he's not.
Keeping him.
He is not in general population. He is in he's segregated right now because of the type of crime he's committed. So he's by himself for the most part.
Well, I was gonna say, because he probably wouldn't walk out if he was.
No way, God no. And he's locked down, I think, 23 out of 24 hours a day. I think. Don't quote me on that one, but I think he is as of right now because of the crime. So yeah, no, you're absolutely right. There's no way if he would have been put in general population, he wouldn't even have made it to it. I think they want him to at least make it to his trial. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because he wouldn't have. They had already had him taken out already because of what he did. So
yeah, well, it's just a sad world we live in.
it is very much so. I agree with you. Very sad. And scary and scary because as we saw with you know, the Gainesville Ripper. I mean, I said this last night when my buddy Dan was up here with me on the panel. He looks like a history teacher to me. He's trustworthy looking. He's got a very soft-spoken voice. He's very calm. You know, like somebody like that to walk around amongst us that murdered 5 people. Are you kidding me? Like, that's scary. And then here we have Bryan Kohberger, who was a teacher's assistant at a college, walking around with these people after doing what he very possibly did to these 4 girls and Ethan. Same thing. You don't know who you're surrounded by. You know what I mean? It's a scary thing. Oh yeah. Yeah, I agree, Dover Mom. If they don't let Steve get his hands on him because he won't have to pay for what he did. Because we know if Steve Gonsalves caught him, what would happen? We all know.
What any parent would feel.
Women have always wronged people like this. Why? Because he is so precious. How dare you call him out and not see his narrative? Right. Yeah. Yep, exactly, Mr. David. Exactly. That's funny. That is funny. Yeah. These people are crazy. Yeah, I would too, Dover Mom. I really would. Definitely an interesting scenario. Like I said, when I noticed the likenesses with these 2 cases, it was just like unbelievable to me. I couldn't believe it. It's very crazy, very weird. And so in turn, I really feel like he had mentored in his mind the Gainesville murderer. To me, that's my thought, though. I may be wrong. I may be wrong. You know what I mean? But who knows? Who knows?
Well, like you said, there's an awful lot of similarities between the 2. And knowing him, he would have researched for whatever fit his purpose.
Right. Absolutely. Welcome, Christy. It's good to see you. Good to see you. And the thing about this, like I said, going back to some of what I had said about fathering and parenting, I said last night and today, because Sebastian had brought it up, that I think that is to blame as well for part of the reason why he acts like he does, because he was never taught any different. And I think that his father was probably a controlling person as well. In turn, we have Bryan's personality too. You know what I mean? And it seems to be all about control with people like this, which is where the anger.
I don't know much about his parents. I haven't seen.
And you're not going to. His father is the only one that put himself out there and spoke, and he's all sorts of fun. The mother, because I feel, and Lisa had even said that, I feel that she's probably been mentally and emotionally abused over the years. She keeps her head down and doesn't speak. She's another Roberta Laundrie, in my opinion. So it is what it is, literally. So let's see everybody on this poll, because this didn't take long. I knew it wouldn't. The answer.
You brought up the laundries. Have you seen the new release pictures of Gabby?
Yeah, I put that up last night
Oh,
after.
that's right. You did have them up. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's sad. That actually made me mad. That I'm kind of angry with Moab police at this point, because I felt through the whole case that if they would have done something that day more than what they did, that Gabby would still be with us today.
Yeah.
Whether it was either side, they were calling her an aggressor. They could have arrested her, split them up, and dealt with it the right way, and she would still be with us, because she would have went home. They'd have went their separate ways, and this would have never happened. So.
Well, and that's like I said last night, where I typed my message back, was that they kept her where he could see her.
Yeah.
I mean, he was constantly had her, whether she was talking to the police officer or not.
He was.
He had his eyes on her.
Yep. He was controlling her. He was controlling her with his eyes.
Well, when the officer asked her a question, and I think where they decided to say she was the aggressor, she kept looking at him and looking away. She goes, well, yeah, I guess I kind of swatted at him. And I mean, but that's...
She was scared. She was scared of him.
That was, like you said, it wasn't handled fairly, and I was very upset with that when I first saw it. And I said, when I saw these new pictures, I'm like, were they blind? Could they not see?
It was proof positive for what we all thought back then. We just didn't see it. And there it is. Black and white and color. We could see it. You know what I mean? And so it proved what we all thought back then. And I'm very disappointed in Moab police, because they could have prevented this 100%. And they're claiming that they're not responsible for her death. Yes, you are.
Well,
Yes,
of course
yes,
they're going to say that.
yes, you are 100% responsible for her death, because you could have stopped this at that point right there, and it would have been done and over with. And she would still be alive. He would still be the piece of shit that he was, and he'd still be alive, unless he went after somebody else, which he probably would have eventually. So it makes me so mad. All right, Molly, thank you. And the results on that poll, guys, do you think Bryan would have committed more murders if he wasn't caught? 81% of you said yes, and 18% said no. Imagine that.
I tripped over that.
Be careful.
No, I'm all right. I just had to. I've got awfully hot since I turned my air on.
I wish I had that problem here.
Change. It's kind of warm. The Gabby. And I'm the same way I do.
Okay.
I don't think Bryan ended his story. I think one of his parents did.
In what way?
The way he was found.
Oh, you mean like you think one of them did that to him?
Because I would almost bet him from the notebook and everything he had and some of the things he did. I don't think he could do it.
Yeah, he was.
And if he's not alive in Mexico or Colombia or wherever they shipped him off to, I think somebody would have had to do it for him.
Yeah, that I can see that. He seemed like he's kind of a wuss, in my opinion. Definitely not a real man. So yeah, I can see where you're saying that. That makes plenty of sense to me. Now I don't know if they actually did it, but oh my God, Molly. Sorry, folks.
No.
Molly just sent me an email that she's on her way to get me for saying saying I said U-Haul, and it's big pictures. I can't show it to you guys, so.
Told you she's fixing to come and get you.
And it's U-Haul, it's y'all, not U-Haul. She's coming to get me.
That was the one that took me forever to learn. my husband would say to me, I'm fixing to go here. And I went, well, you're going to fix what? He go, oh, I'm fixing to. That's what I said. What are you fixing?
I learned it. I learned it all very quickly marrying my wife. And I noticed, it's funny, guys, because if I go down to Alabama to visit for like a couple, 3-4 days, it only takes me like 24 hours. And I'll notice that I get a twang to my voice immediately and I start saying things just like them down there. And I come home and people are looking at me like, what the hell's wrong with you? I'm like, what are you talking about? Why are you talking like that? What do you mean? I'm talking like I always talk. And they're like, nope, you got a little twang to your voice. I said, it's because I was down south for a week. That's why.
I don't have that problem. Mine is still when I'll make a phone call to some business or something here locally.
Yeah.
About 2 minutes in the phone call, I know it's coming. They'll say, you're not from around here, are you?
Right.
And I'm like, no, but I've been here 23 years. Does that count?
Exactly.
But I do. I still get that. I had one more question I wanted to ask you.
Sure.
So off, and then if you want to bring me back to subject, just tell me, get back on subject.
No, you're fine.
Have you heard or been following any of the new stuff coming out of Don Wells' mouth?
Not so much because I'm afraid that if I do, that I'll get stuck on it again. Thank you, Heather. No, Molly, it didn't come up as a video, and I'm sorry. It won't let me open it and do anything with it. I can't, 1 second, Michelle. I can't do anything where'd it go? I can open it and watch it, but I can't do anything to show it. Wait.
Oh, she's fixing to fix that.
What's that?
I said Miss Molly's fixing to fix that.
Yep, she will. It's funny. It's actually cute, guys. You got to see this. Thank you, Heather. I appreciate you. And anybody that would like to, if you choose to donate to the channel to support me, again, there's the links, guys. Venmo, PayPal, and Cash App, and I do appreciate you. So yeah. I'm sorry. Now, what were you saying, Michelle? I apologize for cutting you off.
No, that's fine. I'd asked if you had heard any of the stuff coming out of Don Wells' mouth
Oh,
since he got out of jail.
I've been told, I've been DM'd. People are like, you got to check this and that. I'm purposely haven't looked at it. Other than the lawsuit that he said he was going to file against the CPS because they're not allowing him to see or talk to his kids. That's the only thing I've seen. And I'm afraid that if I get wrapped up in looking at that stuff again, that because I was hardcore into the Summer Wells case, and I'm afraid to go back to it until there's something really meaty to grab onto, because I'll just get rewrapped in that and fall headfirst right back into it. We're covering that case, Debs. You haven't been here in a few days, but yeah, we did a couple shows on Nicole Bully too. And I'm still gonna say that she is not in that river and never has been. That's my opinion. So, but yeah, I'm sure that it's all dumb what's coming out of their mouths, Michelle. I haven't seen or heard anything other than the whole CPS thing.
Yeah. I know. I only did that was the only thing I saw. He was like, they kidnapped my kids. And they want us to jump through hoops and all this, and
right.
Claiming that they're giving money to people to take care of his kids, but they won't help him. And I'm like, what do you need help with? You had a job and you were blowing the money up your nose.
Yeah, you couldn't even take care of a little girl. What do you need help with? She is not in the river. No, Deb. I believe she's not either. I've said that from the moment that I started on the case. We never even have really talked about it though, Michelle. What's your take on that case? What do you think happened with Summer?
I think one of two things. My first thought is an accident with her being either in the river or in the car, and she passed away, like having the windows up and it got too hot.
Okay.
And Candace didn't know what to do with her, so it was get a hold of Don, and Don did whatever he did.
Okay. Yep, we're on the same page. We're on the exact same page with that one.
Or the other one that sticks in my head is they got rid of her. They sold her.
That's the other one with me too.
That's the only two things I can think of. Is something happened either at the river,
or in the
Hunter's involved. I don't care what they say. Hunter's involved.
Yeah, he is. He is 100%.
And he's been told to keep his mouth shut.
Yep.
And
he knows.
That's why Candace kept calling him. Maybe I don't mean like he physically did something.
No, he knows.
He
knows.
He knows what happened.
Right.
Whether she got mad and struck that kid, or the kid got hurt in the river, or like I said, they were partying a little too much with their teas and their vapes and they put her in the car and said, "You stay in here." And she was overdressed and the heat and everything else got to her. And
well, I'll tell you,
I think that outfit was put on after she passed. I don't think she was wearing that before she passed.
it was put on after. Here's what I think happened. I'll give you my two options per se, like yours. I think that she was in the river and it was too deep for her little self. And either one or two things happened in the river. She either slipped and she hit her head on a rock, okay, and it caused a brain bleed, or she went under too many times when they weren't paying attention to her and she swallowed too much water and she may have dry drowned. And I know all about that stuff. Okay. So, and then they dressed her because she was cold because she was so tiny and the water was only 71 degrees that day. So, you know, she had no weight on her bones. So because they didn't feed her correctly. So therefore she was freezing. So they put that outfit on her, but it was still hotter than hell in Tennessee that day. So, they put her in the car, and I noticed early in the beginning of that investigation, I was looking at the pictures. I think, and I told everybody in here, this was before you were here, I told them all that I could tell by looking at her in the picture that they took of her in the back seat that she was either passed away then or she was on her way to being passed away, because if you look at her nail beds, I think Heather was in here and probably remembers this. You can see her nail beds. That's not dirt. That is blue.
It's blue.
Because her body is searching for any oxygen it can get because her lungs are overworking themselves because she's drowning. And it's dragging the oxygen out of her fingers. In turn, she's passing away, sadly, or she already did. And I think that picture was to try to prove that she was okay at that time, or it was taken and they didn't realize because they're idiots that what was going on. So then, like you said, they got back to the house. And now here's another part of it that I added because it wasn't talked about before. They got back to the house and that whole timeline is all screwed up. Okay. And said that she went over and they planted flowers with grandma or Grandis, had a piece of candy and this and that. I don't think that happened at all. I think what happened is that Candace went in the house because she had been toking on her vapes and they were doing this, and she went in the house because grandma went to her trailer and she thought that Summer would have just got out of the truck. She went in the house and passed out and fell asleep for a while. And when she got up, realized that Summer was still in the truck, but she was gone because the windows were rolled up. The heat, she was overdressed, and she probably died from heat exhaustion and or whatever problem she had going on with, you know, health wise from that point. So that's one theory.
There's even a question of whether or not Grandis went to the river.
Exactly.
With her, and I think they took her home. She went in and took a nap, and it was her and Hunter and Summer went down to that river.
That's what I thought too, because
well, like I said, in one of the interviews they did with the news people, Grandis made a slip.
Right.
About, I don't know where they went.
Exactly.
Well, if you were there, you would know exactly where you went. So that's why I think with their timeline, you have, 3 hours, right?
Yep. Right.
I think they took her, she got her prescription, they went and filled the prescription, picked up the whatever. Then they brought her home
because she was tired.
Then they went to the river.
Yep, I agree with you on that one too.
Because they do have pictures of Summer playing in the water.
Right. Right.
But I don't think Grandis was there.
Nope.
I think they dropped her off. And then when they left the river, that's when they picked up the milk and whatever. And then she took Hunter home.
Right. I agree.
And if Ellie, yeah, right? Is that Hunter's mother?
I know who you're talking about. Yeah.
If she had gone down to the car instead of yelling from the porch and whatever, she would have known.
Yep.
But because of her tiff between her and Candace, she didn't go down by the car.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I agree with you. I do. I agree with you. I don't think Grandis went either, because I think that she was medicated at the hospital and she was already on pills. Everybody knew that. I think that she wanted to go home and lay down and take a nap. And they dropped her off. They went back to the swimming hole because Summer wouldn't let it go. She wanted to go swimming. And I think some other weird things were going on with Candace and Hunter, in my opinion.
Oh, they were.
Okay.
Welcome back, Mama Bear.
Welcome back.
Hi.
Thanks for dropping back in. I appreciate you. But that too, and I think they weren't paying attention to her, and that's what I think happened. And then on the other side of things, if you want to go at the other side, I have a theory about that too. I don't think that they sold her. I think that they gave her to somebody that they owed a ton of money to, or Dawn did. If you want to go with that direction, okay?
Right.
That's how I feel about that.
Well, see, and I've always thought Don was at work, so I don't think he had anything to do with what happened.
No.
I mean, he either helped cover it up, or like you said, they gave her away and he knew she was going that day or whatever. But
right.
When they showed him in the news interview where he's out by the old refrigerator and he's sitting here with that stick.
Yep.
And he keeps saying, I don't know what all she did. I don't know what all she did. And he's whacking and whacking and whacking at that refrigerator. That says a lot to me. He doesn't even know the full story of what happened. He just, you got to get home. We got to take care of this. And he came home and they took her. They had to take care of.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree with that one.
Him, like I said, banging on that saying, I don't know what else she did. I don't know what else she did to her. I don't know what else she did.
Right. No, I can agree with you. Yeah,
But they both need to go to jail for it.
I agree. I agree. And I'm really angry that it hasn't been nothing. I mean, it really makes me mad.
I'm not familiar with that area, but can the law enforcement be that lazy? I mean, that's all I can feel it is it's laziness. It's not. I mean, I know they were bombarded with lots and lots of misinformation and information, but to go on this long, and knowing that both of them drank and did illegal drugs, you can't base anything off of a lie detector because you're not supposed to take any prescriptions for blood pressure or anything before you take one of those.
Right. Right, I agree.
And I don't.
Can you guys?
I don't think they were ever brought in for questioning one-on-one either. Were they?
No, they weren't. They weren't at all. Can you guys see that on the screen, by the way, that picture or what I'm showing?
It says could not preview file. There was a problem playing this video.
Of course.
Is that Molly?
Every time Molly sends me something, I can't. Yeah.
Here,
I don't
let me
understand.
try.
Let me try it now. Hold on. Tell me if it shows anything. Nothing.
No, same screen.
No, I don't see anything.
Okay. Yeah. It might have something to do with StreamYard, I'm thinking now.
Nah, let me see if I can do it.
That's weird. Okay. Does she send it to you too?
Yep. She said,
I don't think
back
they,
online,
I don't think
she'll
they do
get
it all.
this.
It's perfect. It's perfectly fitting.
It is. All right, let me get it here.
And no, Debs, I don't think they cared either. And I sometimes feel sad that it's because she was a girl, not a boy.
I think Candace was jealous of her, by the way, too. I think that was partly why her head was shaved. Because I think she thought that if she shaved Summer's head, that Dawn would no longer be attracted to her. and she'd be more attracted to Candace. I know that sounds ignorant to say. That's something I've always believed.
That's crossed my mind. I have one more question, then I'll get off since Mama Bear is back.
Yes, ma'am.
Do you think, because I think Candace had something to do with her sister going missing?
100%. I do. I absolutely do. She made a comment while drinking one time to Allie. They were talking about, Grandis had said something about it being her sister's birthday. And she said something, and Candace said, F that bitch. She ain't never coming back. And her mother said something about, like, how do you know? She goes, because I know where she's at, and she needs to stay there. And that was Candace while she was drunk. Well, we all know that when people drink too much, that they're very truthful with certain things. So, you know, I absolutely think she knows exactly where her sister is, guys. I'm sorry to say. And I think she did have something to do with it.
Well, the reason I asked is because it's almost identical to Summer. I think Grandis was more fond of Robin.
The sister, I can't remember her name. Yeah, you're right. Rose. It was Rose.
Rose. And I think Candace hated that.
Absolutely.
And I think at some point it was too much, and she did something to Rose, and when history repeated itself, when all of a sudden here's this bright little bundle of joy running around, and everybody thinks the world of her, and she is pushed in the background again.
Yep.
And you know, all of a sudden, bye-bye goes the baby.
And Rose was the prettier of the two. She got more attention, more affection, you know, and then, you know, you got Candace with her sloppy, nasty self that, you know, of course, you know, she's going to be jealous of her own child because her child is getting more attention from her husband than she is. So, yeah, I agree with you on that. Oh, Lord.
Pink, they did talk about a life.
Say that again.
I don't know. My grandchildren got it once from school, and it didn't take us very long to clean it up.
No, it doesn't.
So I don't think you'd have to shave somebody's head up. To get you.
I told you, it's very fitting of her. Start it again, Mama Bear. There it is. And then she drop kicks me in the head and then says, love Molly. Yes. See, this is our Molly. This is what she does. That's why I call her my Molly cat, because this is what she's a cat, guys. I told you. That's her coming to get me. And then she drop kicks me, and then she says, love Molly. Jesus. We have a Discord that we go back and forth in, and we don't talk to each other. We post pictures of cats back and forth all day long doing different things, and that's where this is all coming from. It's hilarious. I love it. I love Molly. She's a trip. I'm telling you guys.
I love that smile on that cat. That is.
Yep. And I literally when I visualize her getting in her car to come and get me, I can visualize a cat driving here to get me. I'm telling that right there. Come on over and right in the head. Love ya. Just saying. Yep, that's our Molly for you. Gotta love it.
She did it out of the kindness of her heart to set you straight.
She absolutely did. You are 100% correct. I love you too, Molly. Don't worry.
We need to bless his heart too, Miss Molly. So
That's
bless
it.
his heart.
Yes, that's it.
No.
He only did that so he can get on the camera. That's why he does that.
I don't know.
That's exactly why he does that.
No, because of my father.
Any other time, if you guys aren't here, I'm like, hey, Caden, what do you want? That's how I get talked to. You know what I mean? Let's be real here.
It's pretty evil impersonation of me.
Because it's true.
I don't sound like Gollum. I don't want.
You see, you just did it.
That was an impression of Gollum.
Anyway. I was just typing bless your heart. Of course you were.
Bless his heart.
Molly is Irish. Is that from your wife? Is that from, wait, what? Molly is Irish. Is that from your wife? Laugh out loud. Laugh out loud, Caden. Yeah, Mr. Caden. Oh, well, folks. Well, how long have we been going here?
Almost 3 hours.
3 hours. It was a good stream though. I think I got my point across. Michelle, I appreciate you calling in as you always do. I wish other people would call in and talk to us as well, but we appreciate you, Michelle, for sure. I always like hearing your point of views and your opinions and stuff on things. And I agree with a lot of stuff you say too, a lot of times.
Well, I could be way off base, but I try.
I mean, I think for me, well, I have to say not, because I feel the same way you do, and I want to be right. So that's how that works. That's how it goes. If I'm right, you're right. If you're right, I'm right. We're both right. So that's how it is, right?
And there you go.
Hey, it works for me.
Right. There you go. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. But no, thank you so much for calling, Michelle. We appreciate you every
You're
time.
welcome. And anytime I can fill in till your hosts get back.
Oh, absolutely. That helps so much. I appreciate you.
Thank you, Michelle.
Everybody enjoy the rest of your day. I'm going to hop off and I'll keep watching.
Absolutely. You have a great rest of your day too, Michelle. Thanks again.
You're welcome.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye, Mama Bear.
Bye.
All right. Thank you, Michelle. So, yeah, I think I'm going to bring her down for the days, guys. I think it was a really good stream as always. That fell together pretty good, I think. So just think about everything I said, guys. Think about the situation. Think about everything Mama Bear had to say, that, you know, with what Brandy was talking about too. And I think we're going to see, in my opinion, at least, that it's going to make sense here soon, you know?
Yeah.
Thank you, Keelani, and I appreciate you being here. All you guys, yes, most definitely. I appreciate you being here. Mama Bear, always fun to have you up here with me. It helps so I don't have to talk so much.
No problem.
But thank you for everything. I appreciate everything you do, as always.
Guys, any comments, questions, leave them in the comments.
Yes, guys, please do. Again, YouTube demands comments for me to be doing it the right way. So please, if you can, even if you want to talk about how I say U-Haul, whatever it is, throw it in the comments. Let me know anything, how you like today's stream, yesterday's stream, last week's stream. If you think my head looks funny, whatever, guys, tell me whatever you want to tell me. Throw it in there. I appreciate you guys more than you guys.
Ideas for other shows?
Yeah, definitely do that. If there's anything you guys want to see, you want to see us cover, any like Mama Bear said, any ideas, put it in there, guys. I read the comments. Anything that I don't see, Mama Bear sees it. Heather sees them, but I do pretty much try to read, comment, like, and respond to as many as I can. I do, if nothing else, I do read them all. So understand that they're important and they make, they mean a lot to us, and they're important for the channel as well, guys. So please do, if you can get a chance. Every one of you guys, understand how much I appreciate you and the support you give to the channel, what you do for the channel. I absolutely love you guys to death. And I hope that you guys have an amazing rest of your day. But
that'd be awesome.
I will be here tomorrow morning, and I will probably see you tomorrow night. Start a debate in the comments section. Feel free to participate. Absolutely. We don't take anything personal in here. Not at all. That's the way this is what this is all about. Your head is blocking the screen. Shut up, David. I swear to God. You guys kill me. You're a mess, bro. I love you, but you're a mess. Anyway, again, thanks, guys, for everything. I love you guys to death. Mama Bear, thank you so much. Guys, don't forget to love yourself, love each other, because that's all we got. And do not change anything about who you are, because you are the beautiful people. And I will see you all soon. Have a great one.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Again.